whole lot of fun realizing in the car that, because I like the Jekyll and Hyde musical, that now because of the voice drop and everything, I can do that like gravelly, growly, Hyde type singing for his songs, and it makes me.
I live inside you forever. No! Just imagine you doing that now.
I was having a blast just belting it to Alive and the reprise in the car, and Percy was just like, yeah. When I was singing Alive in the car.
Oh, yes.
The one thing I loved, about being sick when I was sick, is that I was able to do Misty Mountains perfectly.
Far over the misty mountains cold. Wow.
2 inches deep and caverns old.
Woo, that's like an ear stim. What the fuck?
I have to bring it up a couple octaves.
I'm also having a lot of fun. Like while I'm still learning what the fuck, like one, how to sing again, like properly again, and to like getting used to what I can handle best. Country songs are obviously a really good one across the board. And Long Black Train specifically has been a lot of fun for me to sing to. If you guys know that, Josh Turner's version specifically, because that boy is like a $150 white man. He does not have a voice that reflects this fact at all. He sounds like he should be 250 something, and it's deep.
Isn't that the guy who usually does the bass for Voice Play?
No, but also his voice. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, that motherfucker could go low, and I'm just like,
yeah. If you guys get the chance, listen to Voice Play do Oogie Boogie, because the last note that this man hits is like almost sub-vocal. Like it's so deep, you like feel it more than you hear it. It's ridiculous.
It's like
so, they also did a really good job with some she shanties lately.
Oh yeah, like, no, they did Hoist the Colors recently, and I heard that, and I was just like,
Percy likes them a lot and has shown me, and that one guy who can go so deep is just
deep voice go make brain go.
It just like reminds me of that one guy who played Grave Robber in Reaper the Genetic Opera. When he hits that one low note in 21st Century Cure, I feel my ovaries shake.
Listen, Grave Robber has my entire soul. I would love to cosplay him, but
I cosplayed a femme version of him a couple years ago.
I either want to cosplay Grave Robber or Black Mag, specifically from her last performance.
Mm.
Anyway, sorry.
Looks at a bottle of Zydrate. Good soup. A little glass vial?
A little glass vial.
The little glass vial goes into the gun like a battery.
Wait. If you watched Repo, have you watched The Devil's Carnival 1 and 2?
I have not yet. I need to.
Very recommend. Percy showed them to me recently. They're so good.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I don't like body horror often, but I can sit through Repo. I can sit through Repo just fine. There's not a lot of body horror. There's a lot of blood, though.
Yeah. And there's less of The Devil's Carnival. But, I don't know if you're familiar with who Tech Nine is.
Oh, Tech Nine's from Kansas City. I know who Tech Nine is.
Okay, well, Tech Nine is literally in The Devil's Carnival as the librarian. Listen, it's so good. And for what?
Yeah,
honestly. And he has a great song.
Oh my god. Tech Nine is amazing. Hello and welcome anyone who is watching. This is Jim Kingdom Chronicles. I am turned to page 394 here with Immin Chief, Icarus of Might, Bryce Usleys, and Aki Obsession. Alpha Hannah Victory 11 and Bard of the Midwest will be joining us in a couple of hours. They are just finishing up work tonight. Brian T is not feeling well tonight, so he is taking the night off. And Bridgie Lee 123 is going to be at a Comic-Con in Chicago this weekend, so she's unfortunately not able to play. We are on episode 68 of our 2-year-long campaign, which means next week is nice.
Nice.
Next week is episode 69. if the universe permits that we play. Can't believe it's taken us 2 years to get to where we are.
I mean, some people get to that position a lot longer, and
Mitch, it's not that kind of live stream. This is Twitch, not OnlyFans.
Only Twitch.
Goodbye.
Only Twitch.
Sorry.
Check out Emin Chief to check out his link in his bio.
If you wanna.
If you wanna helps us support a broke white man.
I guess you say that only real fans would check it out.
Only real fans would check out Mitch's OnlyFans.
and if I know you well enough, I may give you a 30-day free trial. You never know.
Hey.
Hey, Chris, if you wanna.
We're calling Percy's might as well.
Nice. Kitsune is in the chat. Hello, Kitsune. Kitsune is our wrangler. New platform. Jim Bob says new platform idea. Only Twitch. I'm down for that.
Twitchly fans.
There was once a time where I was raising money for a fundraiser by streaming. And I raised like over $500 in a month. And the woman I was raising money for was like, did you like flash your tits to the camera or something? Whatever you're doing, keep up the good work. Somebody watch this platform now. Somebody get this Kickstarter going.
I'd love to see specifically a Twitch derivative where you get more donations the more that you just insult the shitty people in your chat.
Oh my god. I would totally run a degradation kink Twitch if that meant I would get money.
Roastly fans.
Roastly fans.
Roastly fans, yes.
Oh yeah.
Countered by Praisely fans, where you only praise them. And
yes.
if you really want, you can pay just a little less than double for them to do both alternatively.
Call it 50-50 Switch. Nintendo Switch? No, 50-50 Switch. Alright, some announcements. No merch updates from me. I'm pretty sure no merch updates from Bridget. Sarah always has deals going on her Society 6 and Redbubble. If you like photography, please check it out. She is also doing photo sessions. So if you are in if you're in the Westchester area of Philadelphia, hit her up at Sarah Jane Photography.
That's correct.
Yep, check her out on Instagram. Book her for a session, especially with it being fall time now with all those pretty fall colors. Give your generic only Switch. Fuck. Sorry. Jim Bob has distracted me in the comments by giving me a suggestion called Only Switch. Somebody write that down, please. But back onto the announcement. Yes, please, if you're in the Westchester area and you're wanting to get a photo shoot done, please book Sarah. She is an amazing photographer.
I'm doing newborn tomorrow.
Oh god, Kitsune, did you really clip me saying I would degrade people for Kappa?
Yep.
Yep, he did. That is forever on the internet to see. And Kitsune, if you don't mind dropping our main link, if you follow our main link tree, it'll give you links to this Twitch, of course, my YouTube, a bunch of our social medias, as well as activist rights page such as Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate, all of our shops that we own, what else? I think our Spotify is on there as well. We have removed the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Instagram because I'm in the process of deactivating those accounts because they don't get used. Facebook is still up for now because I really need to archive all of our fucking fan fiction that we've written. It was a lot of fucking fan fiction we wrote in the summer of 2020. There was a lot of it there.
I mean, where else were we gonna go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we were stuck in our houses and we wanted serotonin, so we wrote it. But yeah, make sure to check out the link tree. Upcoming streams this Sunday is Lost Mine of Phandelver. My party finally made it to the city of Thundertree and somehow survived a green dragon encounter. Some fucking how.
I'm sorry. That whole thing was my fault.
Yeah. So be sure to tune into the aftermath of that this Sunday. Monday is Humblewood Heroes of Humble Origin, hosted by Sarah at her Twitch account, Aki Obsessions. So be sure to tune in for that. This Tuesday is the first session of an all-LGBTQ D&D campaign run by Ryan the Enchanter here on Twitch. I'm going to be a part of that campaign, so make sure you follow Ryan the Enchanter both here on Twitch and TikTok for updates on that game. I am playing a chaotic bisexual tiefling with a pet badger named Truffle. So it's gonna be a great time. No stream on Wednesdays as usual. Thursday, we got 2 streams going on. We have Clone Wars 5e happening on my channel, and then we got Tales of Yggdrasil happening on Mitch's channel, so make sure you follow him on Twitch at @imagchief_. And of course, every Friday is Kingdom Chronicles, so make sure you tune in every Friday night, roughly around 8 p.m. Central. That's when we usually start. But due to the fucking Mercury Gatorade and a bunch of us being scheduled late for work, we've been having to start later, unfortunately.
Gatorade?
Gatorade. Mercury isn't Gatorade, but the pug had bones today. If you're on TikTok, make sure you tune into No Bones every single day to see how your day is going to turn out. I have put my life in the hands of a 13-year-old pug named Noodle, and whether he wakes up with bones or not every morning. And today was a bones day, so today was a good day. Please have the badger do the truffle shuffle, please. If I can succeed at animal handling check this Tuesday, I will have Truffle do the truffle shuffle. Other announcements. I am brainstorming a podcast at the moment that I'm going to be trying to do in the future with a friend. It will be called Space Mom's Corner. I will be recording it on Anchor by Spotify, and I'll be able to post it onto Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's still in the writing development at the moment because I'm waiting to see if my friend Mimi finally has her schedule available so she and I can do the podcast together. But yeah, I will have a podcast in the future. That's it for my announcements. If anyone else has any other announcements they want to make. Oh, I do know at some point in the future we will be having a Winx Club one-shot run by Hannah and Ellis. We are still brainstorming a day when that's going to happen, but it will be streamed here at Turn to Page 394. Okay, that's it for my announcements.
I don't have any announcements.
I have no further announcements other than Big Crimes Do Gay.
In that exact order.
In that exact order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, don't fucking drink and drive.
Don't do it.
That too.
Houses.
Drinking and driving is just not a good time. Don't fucking do it.
I don't care what your excuse is. If you drink and drive, you're instantly a cunt.
Mm-hmm. Cunt with a capital C.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't even call them cunts because that'll make them useful. Your taints, because that part of the human anatomy has no use.
No, you want to know what part of the human anatomy has no use? Wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth have literally devolved from their usage.
Yeah. Your impacted wisdom teeth, you motherfuckers. Just a pain to everyone around you.
All right.
That or what was it? That strange part that that strange part that connects the nose to the mouth. Like, why?
I
Just
think it's to help keep
the
your
sinus
head
gas?
from overpressurizing and blowing up.
Then learn how to breathe.
The eustachian tube. It's called the eustachian tube.
Learn to breathe? Question mark.
No, like literally, there's a whole reason they tell you to chew gum and everything when you go to high altitude places, so it activates the eustachian tube, so it helps your ears pop. That way pressure doesn't build up in your ears when you go back down.
Interesting.
Yep. That's why it took me for fucking ever to reach the top of the Alps, because my eustachian tubes wouldn't pop. All right. If that is it for announcements, somebody needs to do ritual, because Hannah's not here.
It's not.
I can only assume Brian has his nose covered.
I don't have a blanket with me because it has been stolen.
Stolen by the blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. As it is spooky season.
Ooh.
Now you listen here, motherfuckers. I don't need to tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. You are loved. You are valid. You are cared for. You are unique in every possible way because you are you. And you don't need to change a goddamn thing about you because you are perfect in the way you were shaped and created by whatever chaotic deity decided to. So, with that, I will say this. If you ever feel that your life is going nowhere and you have no purpose, remember that in those moments, it's simply the great archer pulling you back and steadying his aim to find the proper target. And with that, begin to cry.
Thank you, Rich.
Incredible.
All right, if that is it for all announcements and rituals, then without further ado, let us dive into tonight's episode of Gem Kingdom Chronicles. Ba-da-da-da-da! Icarus, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah. So, let me open up my tome here. Previously on Gem Kingdom Chronicles. Oh shit.
That's one way to put it.
No, it's right here in bold. Oh shit. Yeah. So, let me just look back. So yeah, previously on Gem Kingdom Chronicles, there was a lot of stuff in general, just kind of going on around about town. We have Darren and the twins who were gathering some info on what was going on in the city and like what they could each get. The twins are both working in the home of a higher up within the city, somebody like that, and Darren is working as a bartender to gain like that information over time. And back at the inn, we had everybody deciding where they were all going to go, like what sort of angles they were going to be playing at for this to get up the information that they needed. Excuse me. We've got Asutha walking around the city and just kind of listening for clicks. That's where she'll be until further notice. We've got Belladonna and Zinc. We're going to go to the library / the big academy that's located here in Diamond for a bunch of experimental what the fuckery, to just put it bluntly. And Drax and Isla were looking into an abandoned forge nearby so that Drax can apply his skills and converse with people over like creating things so that they'll just talk. You know, kind of like how you tell your hairdresser everything, you tell your smith everything. That thing. At least that's what I assume. So yeah, and Flortma was going to shop a little bit, sort of look around the town and keep moving. I'm going to say that while he's doing that, he's also just keeping an ear out for anything that might happen to come by, since, you know, he's intimidating, but people will overlook him if he really just kind of leans into it. So we've also got Devotion, who is doing his best to play it cool. and who needed to talk to somebody at the temple. So he gave himself a good disguise, did not take his shield, and went over to the temple. On the way over, there was a talk with Loki, which was not very helpful, surprising no one. He goes into the temple and sees the head priest, Argus Fohammer, who does not like him because, well, he's just a little bit shitty.
He's a little bit racist.
Also that. There's a movie. So he also wanted to talk to, there's a couple of people in that in that temple who are pretty okay, which include Acolyte Daniel, somebody named Aster, and the second in command, who is a chronicler named Zane. There's a key phrase from the order that, and he also does hear specifically Argus say that he doesn't want that filth here. 3 guesses as to who he's talking to, and the first 2 don't count. So we then bopped away over to Belladonna and Zinc, who were on the way to the academy, discussing a little bit of their journey and sort of the necrotic patches, which is where a big part of Belladonna's interest comes from, because, like, legit, man, what the fuck are those? Yeah.
What intonation?
I'm saying him. There's the person who oversees the academy currently is Chancellor Ashiri, an elf envy academy head he's been here, or they've been here a good long while. They're kind of mysterious, but also students have that kind of irreverence for those who lead the school, which means that if they so choose, they can buy owl plushies in the gift shop made in their image.
It's kind of like how college students once made a trash shrine to Danny DeVito.
The trash man.
The trash man.
Anyway, I started blasting.
So Belladonna realizes who she's working with when she sees the Sentinel token, and is like, oh, well, shit, okay, I guess you're not just a weirdo. I mean that lovingly, but essentially.
I mean that lovingly, darling.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
And they meet a teacher and convince her to show them over to the chancellor's lobby chambers kind of thing. And Zinc also gave that teacher a special dagger as a blessing of Lathander, who he continues to call Lysander. I think just to irk me. That smile says I am correct. So bopping around again, we've got Drax and Isla, who are able to acquire some hats of disguise. They're going by Holden and Poppy here in this here town. And they were heading out to the abandoned forge, playing up the disguises along the way to, alleviate any suspicion. It's real dilapidated, real on the outskirts there. And so they cleared out some, stabilized the structure, fixed the forge, and they should be able to be a smithy in the town and gather some info that way. Lots of little things along the way, but all in all,
my bad, I didn't have TikTok muted.
And then back it over to Darren and the twins. They were able to find out about a possible Severance sighting, con something in town, and they can pursue that. And the twins tried to get Darren to talk about some of what's going on, and he's not having any of that. What do you mean feelings? I don't have those. Look, it's bad time for bed. You're an elf, exactly.
Darren's literally that audio. Oh no! Our table! It's broken! That's the new berries and cream on TikTok, and I am about to lose my sanity.
You had sanity?
No, somebody morphed the audio over Black Parade.
Oh my God.
Why?
By the way, look at the chat now.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Amazing.
Jeez.
So yeah, pop over one more time to devotion and what he's got going on. He went up to the priest and the chronicler. He gives the phrase, and they don't know who he is yet, so they just take him back as they're supposed to do. Help him out and all that good stuff. And once he's in like behind closed doors, basically where their bullshit won't give him away, he reveals himself. Argus loses his fucking mind and goes off, and it's a whole thing. Tries to punch him and misses. Keeps ranting until he gets tired, because as we all know, everybody who's a racist has to do that first. And then lets devotion talk, tell him what's going on. They're aware of some of the business families being extorted, which is a bit of what Darren found out through the twins, that there's like a meeting and they're supposed to meet someone, and it's like for paying protection. And the people being extorted specifically are those who are exporting products. So it's people that are sending things outside of the city. There's a bunch of fires that have also broken out that have taken out those businesses that said no or reported the activity to the guards in the city. But there hasn't been any leads on like whether it was just an extremely strange and unhappy coincidence or actually deliberate, because it turns out there's not a whole lot left to actually be able to investigate. Devotion specifically is very worried about the fire use, because while that specifically doesn't line up with Severance's MO, if she's using other people, that could be something to throw him off or to otherwise disguise her presence, which is entirely possible. He tells Zane where to find him and asks them to pass on anything related that they learn, and tells Argus to stay out of his way, as you would imagine. And our last shot was a quick montage of everybody sort of floating around on the screen kind of thing as they have gone about their day or are going back. And then we snap to Belladonna and Zinc entering the Chancellor's waiting chambers so that y'all can go and talk to him or them. I made this character. Come on. Anyway. So yeah. So I think on that point, we're going to start in the Chancellor's waiting chambers kind of thing. So Belladonna and Zinc, you guys have been admitted into the sort of waiting lobby. There's a couple of half-elves who are just here. One is definitely an intern, probably getting some kind of college credit for this, who looks like he might just be there to get coffee. The other person is a pretty elderly halfling, who looks like she's been there for a long time. A lot of the stuff on her side of the thing specifically is geared toward a halfling, but also has that patina of age to it, so it's not a recent thing. She's been here a while. These accommodations have been here a while. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, so she's kind of directing the young man beside her and on the proper procedure on how to fill out this wait book, guest book, something like that, that she's currently going over. So when you two go up to talk to her, because his little booth glass bit isn't technically open, but hers is, and it has a little paper sign at the bottom corner that says "in training." So you guys come up and you can hear her saying, "Now, as you see, you need to make sure that you fill it out legibly. None of that wonderful writing that you prefer over on your notes." So yeah, but she's here. There's nobody else really waiting in here. The pages look pretty blank from y'all walking up here, but it's just these two. So what do you do?
I'm gonna straighten myself up just a little bit. Excuse me.
Oh, hello, dearie. A
Hello.
moment, Arden. We'll be right back with you. How can I help you today?
Hi, me and my companion here were hoping to seek an audience with the Chancellor.
Ciao, bella.
Forgot you were Italian. We're fine. This is okay.
Molto bene.
Oh, well, yes, dearie. Give me just a minute here.
Let me see. She's going to like put her finger on the page and kind of like draw it down a little bit. Roll me a quick perception check, the both of you.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's a natural one.
Oh,
Starting off tonight, great! That was the rose quartz dice Sarah sent me as well.
They're Amy. What'd you get, Brian?
Sorry, perception?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can't remember if Antonio was my alias because I can't find my notes. But
I believe so.
I'm sticking with it if that's not.
We're just gonna roll with it because I don't have it in mind either.
Roll with it.
Antonio Banderas.
14.
Antonio Banderas.
Hola.
Yes, he
Right.
looks like him too. Just a shrinky dink version.
Slightly
Necesitamos
slightly
ayuda.
off topic, but if you all haven't seen Antonio Banderas singing Phantom of the Opera, you really
Excuse
need
me?
to.
We don't have time to unpack that. We're playing D&D.
I'm pointing it out for y'all.
Sarah,
Fuck
you cannot tell a bunch of gay people that Antonio Banderas is singing at Phantom of the Opera and expect us to stay focused on D&D.
I will watch this after with Percy because apparently Percy's already seen it. So
Mhm.
lucky bitch.
All right, so Antonio got a 14, Belladonna got a natural 1, plus 2 is 3.
It's still in that one. I think you're distracted because Arden, who has taken this moment to be like, oh, okay, you don't need me at the moment. He is playing with the magic equivalent of a fidget spinner, and it's a lot of pretty colors, and it just draws your gaze because it's fascinating. Let's be real, fidget spinners are really pretty when they spin. And his is like this specific design where like as it's spinning, it like flickers in different jewel tones just as it's going and in a consistent like shimmer. Very pretty. We all want one.
That's the dream.
But yeah, so you get distracted by the pretty shiny, what the fuck is that bit of it? Because it's clearly magic. So yeah, sorry, Brian, one more time. What did you get?
14.
Okay.
Antonio.
You can
Wait.
see
Hold on, what is this regarding? Because I
this
get
is she's like pulling her finger down like a page, and she does it like this before she like tilts it toward her.
Okay.
So this is just to catch a glimpse of it before it tilts toward her and you can't see anything except
I actually think I have advantage on that roll then, because it's a magic item. Because of my gnome something.
No. What hers? It's just an appointment book.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, buddy. If you want to figure out what's up with the fidget spinner, that could be advantage. But for this one, it's just, can you catch sight of the appointment book before she tilts it toward her?
Oh yeah, it's just you have advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic, so that's different. Yep.
Yeah, no, this isn't it. Sorry,
Okay, 14.
No, it's totally fair. But yeah, which it's not a very high DC to be fair.
Okay.
So you do manage to catch that there's a lot of empty space on that page before she tilted all the way toward her. You didn't get enough time to read like maybe 1 or 2 entries that you saw, but there's a lot of empty space on that page. So you look at this lady as she's like drawing her finger down sort of the,
Okay, well, he did, or they did have a meeting with the academy head over at Amethyst Halls. They did have a meeting with that this morning, and I don't know yet if they're completely done.
Sorry, she's not messing up. I'm messing up. She's getting them correct. The pronouns that is. Sorry, just clarifying so that we're aware. The NPC actually knows I'm just fucking up because I don't know.
Um, so it looks like they had a meeting with the leader of Amethyst, or the leader of the Amethyst Halls Academy this morning. I don't know yet if they've completed that, but if you'd like to take a little seat right over there, I can definitely check and see. There wasn't much else planned, but I don't know if that's because that meeting was supposed to take a long time. Because sometimes that Amethyst Hall's head academy person is just, oh, talk. So.
Oh, I know what you mean. They're a very nice person, but a bit verbose sometimes.
I know. It's
often going on and on.
They will tell you the same story 3 times in the same conversation. Anyway, so.
Well, let me just add, and then Antonio is gonna pull out the Queen's Eye token.
I see.
Not the Queen's Eye.
If she knows what that means.
The Queen.
Oh, okay.
The Sentinel token. Queen Sentinel.
Oh, okay.
She do. She got a 19 on recognition. She do. She's been around. She sees that.
Uh-huh.
And she goes,
oh, I see. Well, all right, give me just 1 second, sweetheart. I'll be right with you. And she's gonna turn and
please, but it's not so urgent that we need to rush. It's okay.
Arden, and she like taps the boy on the shoulder, and he like jumps a little bit. His little fidget spinner like jumps but keeps going on his middle finger. I
just need you to stay here, watch the desk. Don't drop that again. We haven't got the scorch mark out from last time. I'll be right back. Just keep everything in order until I get back.
You know, this makes me hungry. We should go to Garden of Olives for a dessert.
You get the manichari. And a little bean, no?
Limit the bread and the salad.
A little aioli.
The fazooli.
Listen! It's a good joke! It's a great joke even! But I need you to stop anyway!
Let's go.
Incredible. So, anyway. So yeah. So Arden just kind of like nods and like leans back in this chair, like keeps the fidget spinner going. And you hear like a little as she like, I guess, like climbs down a little like step ladder in the back, and then you kind of see like her head like bobbing along at the windows. It goes into a little room marked employees only. And then you don't hear anything sort of after that. Arden's just kind of chilling for a minute and looks over at you guys. So yeah, this is the entry halls, chambers, entry chambers. Yeah. So,
I'm guessing you're on some sort of work share program for school.
Yeah. Supposedly, if I do really well in like hotel and lobby management, then I can, help out my moms when I get back home. I'm really gonna like spruce up the hotel. Like, trust me, like I'm gonna put like awesome magic shit in every room. It's gonna be great. One of these under every pillow. Good stuff.
Mamma mia, that sounds like a great idea.
I just gotta fix the sparking issue when it comes in contact with anything that's not a person. There's a lot going on, as you can see. So sometimes it's just a little bit like, but I'm working on it.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Sure. Yeah, hold on. And he like taps it to stop it, and you can see it because I'm ridiculous. It is legitimately like a little fidget spinner, but within each of the 3 places where I guess it would just be like an empty space for like holding and flipping. I think I never actually played with a fidget spinner, by the way. Whatever the hell that thing is called. in that gap in each of them, there is a tiny gemstone that is perpetually like spinning just a little bit, but it's completely fixed in place in there. One's an opal, one is a diamond, and one looks like it might be a sapphire. But they're just kind of perpetually spinning.
Oh, okay. Can I take what is an Arcana check or?
Arcana, yeah. All right. So I think just from considering that this is a little weird magic item you've never seen before, you've got a pretty good idea of the basis of how it works. The energy of these like different gems suspended in like this magical connection kind of powers the spinner, makes it go longer, makes it make a lot of visual effects, but it's also a little bit unstable because there's a lot of different magic interacting at different stages. And you notice that like the energy doesn't seem to be quite balanced. So real quick, make me a perception check, and this one you can have advantage on because it's a magic item specifically.
And I have Artificer's Lore, which allows me to add twice my proficiency bonus to. It says history checks related to magic items, but I think this would apply.
I'll allow it.
Okay, so then the original roll was a 20. And
did you get a nat 20?
I got a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Oh my god. So you have a moment of, the fuck is this? And then you're like, oh, well now I get it. It's like a magic eye painting. You just kind of like squinted just right.
This reminds me of something I saw in a black opal. At the library. Last time I was through there.
So the thing that's causing some issues is that he was so excited about putting these things in it. The gems are different sizes. They're giving off different amounts of magical energy, and it's interacting weirdly with one another because sometimes it overwhelms it. So literally, if he just makes sure they're all the same size, he won't have this problem. And that's like legitimately, that's why it's a perception check, because it's just, oh yeah, there's lots of cool magic shit. These are different sizes, sir.
No, this is a good, but it looks like it's a little unbalanced. And if you can get the measurements correct, you have a working product.
Oh, shit! That's such a good thing.
I'm a level 15 sorcerer, bitch.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, I can totally. Oh, that's great. Okay. Shit. Yes. Thank you. See, this is why you're seeing the Chancellor, because you notice the good stuff. Yes. And he like whips out a little like notebook and writes it down real quick.
I would like to focus on his handwriting as he's writing.
Roll me perception with advantage.
While that's happening, I just like to point out that was the most frat boy-y yes I've heard in a very long time, and I live near a college. Ooh.
I rolled a 13.
This boy doesn't have tiny handwriting. You just needed to beat a 10, honestly. You understand now what what the woman was saying about his handwriting. You know those memes about like Russian cursive?
Listen. You're about to hate crime me with your description because I have shitty ass handwriting.
Same. Like, guys, I think I've shown you, like, this is my handwriting.
All right. But do I have his handwriting memorized? Because I have a special feature as a charlatan where I can copy people's handwriting.
You know what?
As long as I've seen an example of it.
He's like put his like notebook on the thing and he's writing. You get a good enough look that you could definitely fake it if you need to.
Mm-hmm. And is there any documents nearby that the halfling woman, if it looks like it's her script?
Tell you what, because she's been doing this job for a while, and she's like aware of magic shit. Tell you what, high or low?
High.
There is.
I'd like to just focus on it for a little bit, memorize her script.
Okay, gotcha. Honestly, yeah, I think you've got enough time that you can get a good example of both of their handwriting so that you can use it later.
You never know when you need to forge documents.
You never know.
I get this strange feeling that we're actually just funding your criminal empire by bringing you along on this journey.
On this journey to the past.
Yeah, as Antonio is talking to this intern, I'm just slowly memorizing all the handwriting I see around me.
Incredible. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely have Arden. You can memorize his. It won't. The thing is, it won't be hard to like for his especially. It won't be hard to like mimic it because it's very messy, but it's very swoopy messy. But it'll be hard for other people to read his. However, for Margie's, which is the halfling, you get the name from like a little nameplate. For Margie's, it'll be much easier because hers is it's like that much smaller like block printing where you can easily, like if you have like wine graph paper, you can easily fit like 2 full letters in each block. It's that concentrated, pristine, neat block printing. Very easy to read. In your case, very easy to copy. And very, very recognizable. So you've got some good examples. So
good to know. Good to know.
Make notes just in case. Amazing.
Okay. And I get this feeling.
This is the first time I've played a charlatan background, so I'm gonna try to utilize this feature.
I'm remembering something else about charlatan backgrounds too, which makes me curious, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so after about another 5 minutes where the kid's looking over his stuff and trying to kind of, and he's basically like, okay, I need to make it smaller, I need to like adjust it so that they're all the same size, and that'll make it perfect, and then our hotel will be the best hotel ever. He's very certain of this. It's a hotel somewhere here in Diamond. You think on like the fancier end? Either way, he's determined that these will be the talks of the town once he starts mass producing them. Because everybody at in his magic frat loves him. So
how much time has elapsed since Margie's went to the employee only section?
Just about 5 minutes, honestly.
Okay.
So I think around about the time that he's started to really wax poetic about his invention, around that time she comes back out, and she's got like a very, honestly, like a genuinely like kind of smile face. Like it's not like a customer service smile. It's like hey, I can help you. So she comes back out. She's got this smile on, and she looks over at you guys and goes, "So they are all done. They're all done talking to the leader or the chancellor down there at an Amethyst Hall. So if you guys will head right on over to our lift, it'll take you on up to their chambers for realsies. Once you get in there, you just got to state your names, write them down here in your book for me. As long as it matches, they'll take you on up." She flips the book around, presents it to you guys, and there's like an open time slot that's like very faintly glowing, and she hands you both a quill.
So wait, hold on, our names have to match who we are?
They have to match whatever you're going to tell the elevator.
Oh, okay. I was just like, that's a pretty good security system, actually. But also, Antonio is just going to be like...
I mean, to be fair, it's supposed to help in that way of like, this has to match this and, stuff like that. And most people, when it's just like, state your name, will do so with their own, usually.
I mean,
really, honestly, the security system here is Margie, because if she doesn't deem you worthy, you're not writing your name in that book and you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Zink already has like 10 names, so he's used to just like. So he'll pass the book to Belladonna.
Write down my name, Belladonna Bordereau.
And then pass it back to Margie.
Well, thank you guys. Thank y'all kindly. Now, head on over to the lift. Once the doors close, it'll tell you say your names again, and then it'll take you right up.
Belinda, you've been such a pleasure.
Oh, you as well, Antonio. And Belladonna. Oh, love that flower, so pretty.
Very gorgeous flower. Well, thank you kindly for all your help.
Oh, anytime, anything for well, y'all know.
Antonio will bow gently, and then as they're walking to the lift, he's gonna look over to Belladonna and be like, "Isn't Belladonna poisonous?"
I mean, only if you ingest it.
I like that. That's a cool name.
My mother had a particular way of naming her children.
Oh, do you have a brother named Nightshade or
Solenum?
No, I do not, Antonio.
I'm just saying.
His name is Wolfsbane.
Oh, Mamma Mia. Let us hop into the elevator here.
Step into the elevator.
Antonio, y Belladonna. Does it ding? What's the?
Yeah, once you guys both say your names, it's got like a little red, it's got a little red eye on the wall, honestly, that's like kind of glowing faintly. And once you both say your names, it flashes yellow and then green. And then you hear a very pleasant voice say, "Welcome to the Chancellor's Chambers. Please remain in the car." And then you just...
That's very fancy. It reminds me of Amethyst Halls a little bit.
Amethyst Halls has lifts like this?
There are magic academies got some pretty cooler technology. I prefer my own levitation methods, though. Basically just to base the jumping into a giant pool of water. I'll show you later.
Alrighty then. Do you remember exactly what you're going to ask the Chancellor about, Antonio?
You know, a couple more questions came up while we were in the lobby, but for now, I think I'm going to pull this out. And he pulls out the Gem of True Seeing. I didn't give that away to somebody. Yeah, Gem of Seeing.
Sorry, you're pulling it out now to look around?
Well, I'm pulling it out now, but I'm not going to use it until we get it.
Okay, I was like, you're going to look around in this elevator?
Is this actually taking us up, or is this an illusion?
Do I recognize the item that he's taking out?
It's a phantasm.
Roll me Arcana.
Arcana is a +6.
Surprise! Dynamic elevator.
Why do you hate me tonight?
Oh no!
I rolled a 4, so that's a 10 total.
It's definitely a powerful magic item. You're not sure specifically what it's called. I'm gonna say it's like rare enough that you haven't actually like seen one in person, so you don't know for sure. You're guessing from like the way that it looks that it helps you like look at things, but you don't know for sure what it is. If it's just like what it's supposed to help you look at, or if it's just a really fancy like monocle.
Well, that is a peculiar set of spectacles right there, Antonio.
Thanks. While we're in the elevator, I just really quickly. This is a gem of seeing. It allows me to have true sight for up to 120 feet.
Oh,
And
that's
I just want to
very
make sure.
interesting.
Yeah, this person we're meeting with. I just want to make sure it's not the person we're trying to avoid.
All right.
Yeah.
Who exactly are you trying to avoid again?
Sorry, off the table. Have we told? I mean, I thought we told Belladonna.
I know. Yeah, I think Devotion told Belladonna about the sister.
Yeah, the sister.
And I think she's just trying to see if Antonio is talking about the same person.
Yeah. And I think I just off the table again. I think we have got a description, right, of what they look like.
Of Severance? I mean, yeah. Honestly, it'll pretty.
And we were told her tick that she has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The tiefling and the elf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Just as a precaution. Sorry. Yeah, it's really hard to pick an accent and stick with it, huh?
Yeah. Maybe take a couple years of acting classes and you might be able to stick with it.
Maybe you can help me practice once we get out of here.
If you wish. So, if that clicking sound of hers doesn't appear, then you're pretty sure that this little Jimacine you have might actually reveal her true appearance if it is her we run into. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case, but it also, it shows just like I can see through my disguise, and like he kind of like he holds it up so that she can also look through it, and like waves his hand, which is blue, into the glass, and then like is like,
Yeah, and if you were looking through it, her human disguise disappears, and you see the tiefling underneath.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure she'd put on her human disguise before.
Yeah.
But we've seen the tiefling disguise at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I have a couple charges of it, so we should be okay.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't have to use it. I will keep my ears peeled for any clicking sounds while we're talking with the Chancellor.
All right. There's also another thing I'm interested in, and that's I'm looking for the last piece of this, and he pulls out the rod.
Do I recognize this at all? I don't think I do, but I'm curious.
Probably not. This one is a specific magic item, like to Zink's family.
Okay.
I don't think you would recognize. You'd recognize that it's some kind of like focus, but it's obviously broken. So, but you don't know like what it specifically is or would be called. But you are aware it's a focus. You're aware it's broken. I can just tell you have not ever seen it.
That is an interesting crystalline rod you've got there, Antonio.
Oh, thank you. It's from my grandfather.
Fairly heirloom, perhaps then.
Yes, and it has the magical properties, but it's broken. So I'm looking for the last.
That's a shame.
We'll see what happens here.
Well, perhaps we could find some more information about it here. There's supposedly a lot of hidden facts within the library here on campus, or perhaps maybe even the Chancellor might know. They have been around for a very long time.
That's what I'm hoping for, and if this isn't the person we're running away from, I'd like to check out the library.
Well, we could definitely do that on our time here, Sugar. I'm pretty sure the rest of your companions in town have other affairs they need to attend to before we reconvene.
Sure, we're gonna be here for a while, so.
I don't mean to intrude or anything, but I know there's a lot of tension going on in your group.
Yes, we
I mean, the situation you're all in does sound scary indeed.
It is. There's a lot of stress going on. One of our members is having a tough go of it, and so she's not with us currently.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You know, she's such a sweetheart. But you know, we all have. It's just tough in a group of 8 people.
I'd like to roll insight check on Zinc.
Sure.
Or Antonio.
Antonio. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, all right. Hey, Zink, what are you
25.
25. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me roll. Yeah.
We're about to go into therapy mode, motherfuckers.
So
Elevator therapy is the best.
You're not getting the full picture from Zinctonio here, or anti-Zinc. But
Antonio.
Zanton.
So I can sense he's hiding stuff.
Yes, but also genuine about, like, you know, like there's a lot going on, and like, do we have 8 people in our group or 7?
We had Sierra, Darren, Isla, Drax, Sutha, Zinc, Devotion, Flortma. 8 people.
8 people. Okay, yeah. So, 8 people can be a lot sometimes. It's tough to be on the same page on it, and I think that this elevator ride is a very long one.
It does seem like that, but if there's... I mean, we've got the time. If there's anything you'd like to get off your chest, I can sense you're a little bit distressed about her departure.
Yes, there is some trepidation, but tell you what, why don't I tell you over dinner? There's this cute little pasta place.
Yeah, I noticed that little restaurant while we were making our way into town. Discussion over dinner would be just grand.
I do want to sort of explore it more. That's been weighing on me. Even with the disguise, you can see through that,
I mean, I hate to admit it, your accent needs a little bit more work, so it's very easy to see through it.
Mamma mia.
It's me, Mario.
And like I said, nothing a little bit of acting classes can't hurt to fix.
Gia, perdona.
Sorry if I feel like I'm intruding on any boundaries. I'm just trying to get a better feel of everyone I'm working with. When Ray Ray said that she needed help, I have to admit this is not quite what I expected.
You know, it's a bit new for most of us, but we will come together pretty quickly too.
Well, I mean, you all showed up with such a large group, and then I turn away and look away for 2 seconds. Your tall half-orc friend, she disappears, and that little short elf, he disappears as well, with Ray Ray's brother.
He was using
Are they together or something? Because those 2 boys look like they are glued to the hip.
You know, I don't really know the whole story there, and I'm not sure I could tell you even if I did. Let's just say that some of our group have more secrets than I do. And they're much better actors.
Must have had some damn good acting classes then.
The best.
It's the longest fucking elevator ride ever.
I was about to say, you all hear a little voice that then like sounds as the thing dings and says, "Welcome to the Chancellor's chambers. Please remain civil at all times."
I wouldn't have it any other way, mysterious voice.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Would you kindly? I'm currently showing Percy Bioshock, like when we have time off, and I'm so excited because he has no idea. Anyway, So yeah, you guys get on up there. It opens up onto this very lovely, like, you think for a moment you've stepped back outside because this place is so bright, and it, like, you can feel the wind, you can feel like the sun on your face. It's very bright. You can hear birds chirping, all that stuff. You can hear like the wind kind of whispering through some trees. It takes your eyes a few seconds to adjust, and then you realize that it's not that this place is necessarily outside. It's that this person has done their very best to make this office, if the desk is any indication, make this office essentially like almost like an outdoor greenhouse as well. Like all of the walls are made of glass. The glass looks like it's been treated, so it's not necessarily outright shiny or reflective. It just kind of blends in. There's tons of trees and plants up here. There's animals. You see like squirrels, you hear birds, plenty of like little insects. You can see flowers and stuff. It is a magical marvel, to say the least. And it looks like it is as like open as possible, while still technically being part of the building, in the sense of there are like actual like little support structures and things like that kind of holding it up.
Through the glass, what am I saying is magical?
You're seeing, surprisingly, a lot of this is actually here. Like, this is not an illusion.
Right.
This is all, like, these are plants, these are animals. They're all here. There are some enchantments on a couple of things, mostly like the structure stuff, to make sure that it's weather tight and hardy and durable and stuff like that. But all of this is actually here. This isn't an illusion. The only other like clear illusion that you can hear more than anything is you can kind of hear, it's almost like a very subtle like harp lullaby. Not exactly a lullaby, but it's close to it. It's very just like soothing harp music, that's playing all the time in the air. There aren't speakers yet, so it's just all the time in the air. But yeah, and there's like there's kind of a pathway that's made out of like stones and like some loose leaves and stuff like that, that's leading up to this person's desk, which almost looks like, it kind of looks like somebody felled a big tree and then made a desk out of the stump of it. So yeah, like it's kind of rough, a little like knobbly, stuff like that, but it's been the top of it's been polished to a very high sheen, but a lot of it has also been left pretty naturalistic and rough. There's a few like charms on it to keep it going, but it's definitely very suiting in this place. And from the way that like this place is set up, both of you travel a pretty good amount. Real quick, make me either a nature or survival check.
So this chancellor has a cottagecore aesthetique.
Very, very much.
Nature.
Oh, mommy. Yeah.
22 for a nature check.
19
Hey.
for survival.
Good shit. So Zane, what you notice is that all of the plants up here are living, and a lot of them are components that you would use for like various magical things or for magical study to like increase effects. There's also definitely some like bat boxes and stuff set up around here so that you can use those for additional magical components. And Belladonna, what you notice with your over the hump of 20, what you additionally notice is that a lot of the plants up here, in addition to being used for like magical stuff, is a lot of them are also used for a lot of different like medicinal or just unorthodox purposes. Like there's a lot of stuff up here that you can brew into teas, or you can add to other things to either enhance your magic, give you a little bit of extra effect, or potentially to fuck with someone's magical ability and reduce it if need be. This is a this is a very specific garden of magical stuff in some capacity or another, and depending on how you use it, it can go very good or very bad for the recipient.
Perks on being the daughter of a garden witch.
Yeah.
That's how I assume Belladonna knows all this shit.
Yeah, but also an interesting note for you specifically, since again, as you mentioned, you know pretty well, a lot of the plants up here, though they may have been like transplanted originally with magic, a lot of them have been raised, like have been actually tended to and grown without additional magical uses. Because you can see that some of them have actually been like damaged by pests and stuff that have since been healed, but you can still see that damage. So they don't have like extensive charms, I guess, put on them to ward away things. And it looks like as you guys get closer from like the state of this person's hands, that you can see like a holding up a big like sheet of paper. From the dirt under the fingernails and everything else going on with this person, they do the tending up here. And it's also been kept away because of the potential potency of some of the ingredients up here. That's a good reason why they're the only one that tends them.
So, yeah. Well, it seems our dear Chancellor here has quite the gardening hobby. I haven't seen herbs like these since my mama's garden growing up.
They're very pretty, and not much here seems magical. I'm gonna look at the Chancellor now that we can see them.
So the Chancellor's like holding up a big sheet of papers. Here's you guys, and like does the like what? Oh,
Your Excellency.
Hello, welcome.
Fold.
Yes. I wasn't aware I had another meeting, but my Margie tells me it's very important.
My apologies for the inconvenience, if that's what it is, but my companion and I here are here on matters of business. Business of importance.
Do I see anything through the magic eye thing?
They use a lot of prestidigitation to clean their clothes.
Okay.
You can see the remnants of it, like around like the arms, around the neckline, and everywhere else. And they have still managed to miss spots of dirt on their cheeks. You don't see anything else through this. Well, no, you don't see anything else necessarily through this that looks like anything bad. You do see, maybe a little bit strangely, you do see what looks like a tiny, mind you, kitten that seems to be floating just behind their shoulder.
I'm sorry, is it kitten?
No, kitten. Yeah.
Like a cat?
Like a baby cat, a very, very small baby cat that seems to be floating just behind their shoulder. You can only see this through the gem, though.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't seem to have any cognizance of it. Right. Well, thank you for being aware of my position up here. But I suppose I should be able to help you in something that you're doing, and not just with my garden here.
Yes, my companion here has been excited to finally be here in the campus here in Diamond, and he had a couple of questions he was hoping you could answer for him. Isn't that right, dear Antonio?
So Antonio is gonna bow and like adjust the hat so that it switches back to zinc. And then he's gonna come up and be like, greetings, Chancellor.
He likes to put on a little flair. Please don't mind that.
Yes, we're on a very clandestine meeting.
Yes, that makes sense. If you've got that coin that I've been told of, I'm sure there are lots of people gunning for your head.
Well, hopefully you're not one of them.
No, can't stand the stuff. Too messy.
In the meantime, Belladonna keeps her disguise up.
Just one quick question before we continue. Who is this cat friend of yours?
Wait, they have a cat friend with them?
Yeah, there's a cat right behind your shoulder.
I don't see any feline companions in here.
Other shoulder. Yep, that's to the right.
they seem a little.
Wait. Is it a calico?
Is it a calico?
It is a calico.
Okay. Yes, it is.
Oh, well. I didn't know she would still be around. In my younger years, they say, and like I mentioned, this person is a moon elf, so like very silvery coloring, very, very pale all over, but they are actually old enough as an elf that you can see definitive, like deep wrinkles in their skin. They are old. And it definitely, like, you can see like a bunch of wrinkles like in their hands, stuff like that. And they sort of like generally like pat at the area. I thought she would have moved on by now. I had this tiny kitten when I was just a young sprout, and I tried my best, but she was just not long for this world. We clicked very, very quickly, you know, but I was not aware she was still here.
Well, I think that it shows good faith that she's been with you all this time.
It's all right, Apple. We'll be fine, I promise. Well, all that aside, thank you for letting me know, my good old friends. My goodness, that was 4 centuries ago at this point. Anyway.
Yes, so I guess we should get down to business here. Belladonna has been showing us the area and has been very helpful. But we are here because there's a very dangerous person here, or we think there's a very dangerous person here.
Well, this is a city full of magical people, magical experimenters. There's a lot of dangerous people in this city. Do me a favor. I could be construed as dangerous in my bad days.
I mean, yeah, sometimes when I cast magic, yeah, you don't want to be close to me.
I mean, you don't have to be particularly magical to be dangerous, in my opinion.
That's very true.
But what my dear companion's trying to say is there's someone of very great danger possibly hiding in the city.
So Zink is going to sort of, just for brevity's sake, describe Devotion's sister.
Severance, yeah.
So describe Severance, describe the family members that are missing, describe just how dangerous this person is, and then also segue into just a pinch of like Garnet and the greater evil at bay here, which I think is news to Belladonna. I don't think we've talked to you about Garnet yet.
I don't think y'all have told me about the BDAG yet.
Real quick.
Zink is just like in performance.
When you mention Garnet, Zink especially, Belladonna, you're free to as well. But Zink for sure, make me an insight check.
23.
12.
Fair. I think Belladonna, you catch something like a flicker of something, but to your eye, it's gone pretty quickly. I think honestly, maybe like a lot of the surrounding stuff is drawing your attention more than like his facial or their facial expressions. Plants. To be fair, yes. And Zinc, you because like this is something that I think you may have also tossed in here maybe as like a gauging mechanism, especially given their age. You see a shift, a very definitive shift, and you're able to catch it because I feel like you're looking this person dead straight in their face and aren't like deviating. So you catch this shift of like, oh, it's not like it's worried more than anything.
It's not nefarious. It's
not nefarious. It's just it's worried, and it's you literally see the thing of like, wait, no, that can't wait. It's fine. And then like the smooth kind of thing, like it takes less than like a full second to complete, but you're sitting here staring, so you see the 5 stages of grief. You see this facial journey.
Yeah. And Zank is just going to continue on as though he hasn't seen it, but by seeing it, feels comfortable continuing. In that's a good response, even though it's not the best response. It's like they know that this is serious, and that as like one of the most powerful people in the city, they need to be on their toes, kind of.
Well, I can tell you, young men, yes.
Yeah, he, him, they. It's all good.
All right, wonderful. Pronouns, nasty things, have to endure. Anyway.
And what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Anyway.
Gender is a construct.
Exactly. Yes.
Too right, Belladonna.
So, well, I will say I am a very particular old codger. And I make all my own food. I don't leave from here very much. I honestly stay up here most of the time with my lovely garden.
It is lovely.
It is, yes, thank you. I've been working on it for many years. But beyond that, I've not heard from any of the rumblings in the city or my students or teachers anything about anybody that matches those 2 descriptions. And I do apologize that I don't know more.
No, it's probably the best. That means that you probably haven't had to encounter them directly yet. Yes,
and I'm quite sorry you're both wrapped up in whatever they're involved in. I had not expected to hear that other name anytime recently. It's an old bit of history. Well, old for other races, I imagine. It's either way.
Yes. I know that you're probably aware of what happened in Moonstone, but it's because of me and my friends that is no longer the what's the polite way of putting it?
Nasty place.
Yeah, that's one word for it. The complacent den of and I don't know, ineptitude.
Did I hear about the incident in Moonstone?
Roll me history with advantage because you've been in this city. And news does travel, but I want to see how much you may have picked up.
22.
Yes, you have definitely heard about it. You've also heard very, very vehement opinions on either side as to whether that place was good or bad, or whether like the removal of the force field was good or bad. There are a lot of very opinionated philosophy majors talking shit in the pubs.
Belladonna's just gonna shoot Zinc a glance like, that was you guys?
That was you guys?
Are you shitting my dick?
Y'all too dry to be riding my dick this hard. What the fuck is happening? Anyway,
You
Vegas
and I
gonna sort of
definitely need to talk over dinner later now.
Zink is just gonna acknowledge that with a nod. So hence the cloak and dagger. I do apologize for the sneaking around in disguise, but as you know, it's a necessity.
Oh, of course. Honest, if anybody actually gets up here, they've gotten past Margie, and that woman scares me like no other, and I will not cross her. I value my life.
She's quite a gem. I really enjoy her.
You should see her cast.
Belladonna is just like, I hope Margie didn't see through my disguise.
I would very much like to see her cast. I'm getting pretty good at controlling my magic.
She is one of the best evocation wizards in the world, in my personal opinion. She's actually pioneered a lot of developments for variations on Fireball, and
sorry, I think it's just like. Ooh.
I'm sure eventually Arden will follow suit, but for now he's an intern. We'll ease him in on that.
Yeah.
But if Margie had thought that either of you were a true threat, there wouldn't be enough left of your bones to give to my garden.
Oh.
I really thought you said Arson would follow suit.
Arden is the name of the intern.
I was like, I'm sorry.
Also,
What?
for clarification, he is a paid intern in more than just college credit, because we don't support that bullshit in this universe.
All of that corporate bullshit.
When you first said intern, my mind really started singing Bo Burnham. So
Yeah, no.
An intern.
He is a paid intern because we do right by our people in this world.
So just in summation, look out for this person. Please let us know if you encounter this other person. Be on guard because they're dangerous. And if it's possible, can we use your facilities while we're here?
well, the water closet is down a level.
Oh,
I think he means utilize possibly the campus library.
the library.
Yes,
I've been trying to get access myself into researching the necrotic patches popping up all over the kingdom.
Yes. Nasty thing. Haven't seen anything like that in ever, which is saying a lot coming from me. I've been around a long time.
We had a random one pop up in my hometown of Blue Lace Quartz, ruined my poor dear mother's garden. So I've taken this like personally.
Yeah, I saved Gary here, and also brings out Gary, and also almost fell into a patch myself, trying to save a child.
Belladonna once again gives Zinc the look of what the fuck.
I swear, I feel like her head just pops back a little, oh, okay. But she's done the okay enough. She's got a little ache in her neck.
Yeah.
We might need to get a private table tonight, Belladonna. Just
we might need one.
But
let me give you guys a couple of library passes.
A library card? I've always wanted one.
And he kind of they open the book by literally just kind of gesturing. What?
While they're preoccupied, is there anything on their desk that looks like they've probably written?
Once again, high or low?
I'm feeling high tonight.
You are in luck. Good job. You can see it looks like notes on some of the plants that they're raising up here. It looks like some care notes, basically, of what has and hasn't worked, and recently dealing with an aphid problem. It turns out they decided to sort of enhance a specific species of ladybug that now just eat the aphids whole, and solves the problem real quick.
Is there anything that they've written down that has a signature on it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm memorizing all that shit as they're getting the library passes.
Make sure you make notes of what you know, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I cannot
I'm writing down scripts to copy. Arden, Margie's, and what's the Chancellor's name?
Ashiri.
Ashiri.
Yeah.
All right, I've made a note of 3 people I can now copy.
Yep. So yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
I'm totally not committing identity theft at the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment.
I mean,
I am suspicious.
I did expect either someone to.
Listen, there are so many things I can do with this background. I'm trying to utilize it while I have Belladonna.
Hell yeah, man.
That's fair. I did expect someone to either be getting into a fight or committing a crime when I came in. I was not incorrect.
No, we're being nerds.
Technically, she hasn't committed a crime yet. She could if she wanted to. She could, but not yet.
I mean, I'm committing fraud of some sorts because I'm in a disguise.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah. All right. So we get the library passes.
Yeah. So they write up a couple of things, sign them with a very big flourish that then and as soon as they sign them, it auto laminates them, for lack of a better word, and does it in such a way that it is shimmery. And they hold them out to both of you and go, so these will actually get you into both of the libraries. I get to do that as Chancellor. I'm special, as you would know. So this will get you into both libraries whenever you so choose. I know, and they point to Zing. I know you can because of that special coin, but you, young lady, yes?
Yes. My pronouns are she, her.
Her. You, and they flick the card, present it over to you.
Thank you kindly.
Now you have free pass to both of them as much as you choose.
Thank you kindly, Your Excellency.
Of course. I always like to help the pursuit of knowledge. The only truly anything in this world can be treated as good or bad depending on those who use it, and knowledge is one of those, but it's so much better to know something and apply it in a good way than to just be a bastard in ignorance. So
Agreed.
Here.
Thank you so much for this. Remember to be on your guard, and we'll be staying at this tavern if you need us.
Oh yeah, I've got people on retainer. If I need to tell you anything immediately, I will give you a sending.
All right. Well, I think we should be on our way, unless there's anything you wanted to ask the Chancellor.
No. I'm fine and dandy as it is.
Would you like a clipping of my belladonna plant?
I would be delighted to have a clipping of your belladonna plant.
How long have you been waiting to do that, Icarus?
The whole time. They look so happy, legitimately. They look so happy. They get up and go oh, and get out this little set of pruning shears and go over. And they've got a little bag that's dampened. It's dampened burlap and stuff. And they get a good hearty clipping of belladonna. The one with the blue flowers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, blue flowers.
Cool. The one with the big pretty blue flowers. They just snip, put it in there, give it a little extra water, whisper a little durability spell until you have time to plant it, and just pass it over. I hope it brings you all kinds of joy and maybe helps you with enemies, but we'll keep that on the down.
Thank you kindly. And I'm going to carefully just pull a little journal out of my bag and carefully set the flower in between the pages.
Let's stop.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just to clarify. You can take a flower off to press it. They gave you
a full ass plant?
Yeah, a clipping that you
okay, I carefully set the plant into my bag of holding.
Good shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, they gave you a little boost with a little durability, woozy whatsy on the ball of soot or the ball of stuff in the burlap. But yeah, You have a belladonna plant should you wish now.
Yes. I need to go buy a pot.
Look, I looked up belladonna flowers because I was curious, and they're gorgeous. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hella gorge. Zink is gonna go back to Antonio. He's gonna bow again. He's gonna be like, "Pretty lady, shall we?"
We shall, Antonio.
Belladonna for a belladonna, whose name is Belladonna. Until we meet again, Chancellor.
Your Excellency. And I do a little curtsy and I turn to leave.
Very well. Have fun. Don't kill anyone who doesn't deserve it.
Abbondanza.
And we leave.
Good stuff. Good soup.
Good soup.
Percy's got me doing it now. Anyway.
Good soup.
You kids and your memes.
Anyway. Anyway, I'm fine. So, you guys are gonna head on back. So I'm gonna pop over.
Yes,
to...
please pop over to someone else. We've been going on for an hour and a half. It's just
I mean,
Zink and
we're
Belladonna.
waiting for, like, more people to join.
Oh
So
That's why I was like, okay, for brevity's sake, otherwise we're gonna be here.
no, and yeah,
Not
like,
saying
when
I
you
didn't
guys are-
enjoy it, but holy shit, I'm so sorry we took up so much time.
You're totally fine, man. So in that case, why don't we pop over to Drax and Isla? So that way I for sure will get Mitch in before he potentially has to hop off to maybe get some sleep before his morning shift.
He's like, don't remind me, Dad.
Look, I just came off of a shift, and I was so worried that I was a closing shift, but it was like, no, you get to go home. Like, yeah, because otherwise I would have been stuck there for at least another half an hour, if not a little bit longer, because we had to make sure to get everything done, all the money counted. And...
Sorry. Yeah.
But I'm off at
Anyway.
7. It will be a problem. Yay.
So, Drax and Isla. So, also, again, a little bit for brevity's sake, especially because you guys are going to be here for like a couple of days in game. I'm going to say Zink and Belladonna, maybe just by themselves, end up having a really lovely dinner that night, and Zink brings Belladonna up to speed on everything that has gone on, and maybe makes her head jerk back, like, wait, that was you, wait, that was you? At least like 3 times. So by the end of it,
The whole time.
What do you mean you release a god from a stone? What do you mean?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
She switched from drinking champagne to drinking wine to drinking vodka during this entire dinner.
That sounds about right. What do you mean you were there when one of the prospectors and her girlfriend committed suicide? Anyway.
Are you the cause for all of the bullshit that's been happening? Well,
Not exactly.
I know Zink is the elemental name he chose, but he should change his name to Mercury, because what a fucking Mercury retrograde of an adventure he's had.
Mercury's having its 80s retro month, so it needs to stop.
Just 2 more days. We just have to endure 2 more days.
2 more days. So, Drax and Isla. So y'all have a wild and crazy dinner of like recounting tales in a private room of like a dining place. So you guys are safe. And then end up crashing. So the next day, while y'all are still going about trying to figure things out, nobody else has been able to glean much more overnight. So the next day, I'm gonna say Drax and Isla, after y'all wake up and get ready for the day, are y'all heading back over to the forge?
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. It's a fixer-upper. It's that moment of like Drax wakes up, like obviously out of disguise, and has a feeling that he hasn't had in a long time of morning. Oh, we have to go to work.
I was
Honey,
kind of like, what?
honey, we have to go to
Food.
work.
Work?
Yeah, we have a forge to rebuild, remember?
Oh yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to?
Kinda.
But like, we could just stay here.
Yeah,
Where
but
it's nice and warm.
Drax stands up, grabs the basin full of water.
No.
No. Evil.
And just sloshes it around. Honey, I don't like this. This will hurt me just as much as it hurts you.
Don't you dare.
You gotta get up.
Yes, just give me a second. Don't splash the water on me.
He just dips his hand, just does that whole.
Flick, flick, flick. This is like
She'll take a minute just to stretch. The big stretch that like exercises the demons out of your body.
oh yeah. The one where like all of your spine like cracks
Yes.
as it aligns again.
Yes.
Good stuff.
It's one of those, and then gets up.
Sorry. It's 8 degrees. So good stuff. I just like it stretches up, reach for the ceiling. Anyway.
All Drax does is just the usual. Oh, I thought my neck was gonna do it. Fuck.
What?
Just that.
Oh, I got one.
But yeah, no, it hit like both sides. His neck just goes.
That sounded like it hurt. It also felt really good.
Oh, that felt amazing.
Good for you.
Oh, good for you.
Do we have to? Well, I guess we should with the disguises.
Yeah, we gotta keep up that.
Okay.
He takes
All
his
right.
takes his you hit the leather band and just.
At least it's comfy.
Yeah, but it's the same thing of like you wake up realizing you have to go to work and you see the uniform that you haven't washed yet and you're just like, oh fuck it. I know that feeling because I'm going through that right now.
Yep. Me too. Guess what? But yeah, Isla will put back on her disguise as well.
Holden and Poppy are the names that I had for you guys, correct?
Yes.
Your nicknames.
I forgot I named her Poppy. The reference.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Holden is just like proper like dad bod, burly, fairly muscular, pretty frizzy hair, longest squatty beard.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I forget what I did. All right. So I got my notes.
Aww.
I got notes.
I love.
To be honest, I had to search through my phone for what the description. I was like, where the fuck is? Oh, it's right there. Cool.
There we go. We found it. Okay. So. So y'all are looking good. Your disguises are firmly in place. Everything is good to go. Do you disguise before you leave your room, or are you gonna wait until like right before you leave the tavern?
Probably Drax would do it in the room and leave us Holden.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just a tiny detail. Just making sure.
I forgot that she has an Irish accent. Oh, fuck me.
Just like put in parentheses, has an Irish accent today.
Yeah.
I had an accent for him. Was it just a little bit more gravelly, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, basically. It was just like a.
You were tired, so it was more easier to do.
All right.
Grr.
All right. I've just worked a 12-hour shift, and while downing like a full pack of cigarettes. Got it.
Yep.
No, I'm getting into that
voice.
Well, first of all, I'm getting into that mentality. But I say mentality, more like opening a repressed memory. Don't ask. Yeah, it'll kind of go, well, back to the grinder. Pardon the pun.
All right, if we have to.
I don't think there's much left to do. Just finishing touches and get that fucking forge relit.
Can I get to choose the color?
Hey, go for it.
All right. I'm thinking a nice baby pink.
Anything but that.
She laughs. I'm just joking, yeah.
Yes, coming down to the pastel pink forge where you get the manliest of weapons and armaments.
I was thinking a nice maroon.
Maroon works. Maroon works.
With a pop of navy.
Ooh. Go with that.
All right, I'll do that.
I don't know what the hell is happening, but the Irish accent is clicking for me tonight.
Lean in.
Have to channel the potatoes.
That fucking Peruvian.
I'm fine.
Imagine eating a purple potato
raw. Don't eat any potato raw.
Why do you have such a problem with this? I do it all the time. Anyway. You peel it, you wash it, you sprinkle some salt, you eat. Here we go. I'm not fucking with you. I do this. Anyway.
Sam, no. You know what? Don't have time to unpack that. Anywho.
Poppy will go to into the town to go find paint.
To do what? Sorry?
To find paint. She's gonna go into town.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I think in one of like the more industrial shops, you'll definitely find like some stuff that's like paint, nails, hammer, good, like various stuff like that. To get everything that you need kind of broadly. I think it'll be about 5 gold in total.
Cool.
Drax is gonna get some food to have like walking on the way there for breakfast, as well as lunch and snacks throughout, so they're not starving while we work in a fucking forge, as well as the necessary materials to relight the forge and set up like try to see if we can get some basic ore to get started on making some blanks for like beginning of weapons and maybe some armor.
Okay. Cool. So the food and stuff is going to be maybe like 1 or 2 gold total. To make the blanks, I feel like those are a little bit more, but not like exceedingly pricey. So I'm going to say in total, you'll probably spend about 25 gold for all of that.
In raw materials, that's actually kind of cheap. Not gonna lie.
And they need a smithy. They're giving you a special deal.
You're the only one who's working on a goddamn forge. Here, take it.
You're only gonna be here a week, but they don't know that.
It's 25 total, you said?
Yeah.
I nearly took off 255. Oof. Okay.
You only have 55 gold now?
Oh God, no. No, I
Oh.
nearly typed in 255.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, what the fuck have you been spending your money on?
Oh no. I'm loaded. I am happy.
I have the monies.
I have the clinkety clinks, not to be confused with the math clickety clacks.
Shiny, sparkly plastic. Anyway, okay, cool. So you guys get your supplies, head on back over to the forge. You pass a couple of people on the way that seem pretty interested. Like it looks like at least so far like various humans. Some of which like see some of the supplies that you got, and we'll call out sort of like, "Hey, blacksmith."
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just too early in the morning for this shit.
It's too early in this morning. Too early in the morning for this shit.
Should have the forge up and running tomorrow. So if you need something, yeah.
Real quick. High or low?
Low.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
It won't come into play until later, but I was just anyway. Nothing bad, technically.
Try to say that with a little bit more conviction, please, DM.
No.
Yeah, like that.
Nah. Anyway, so so yeah, you guys headed over to the forge. Nobody else is really awake. Like this early, a lot of people seem to be like kind of like the other day. A lot of people seem to be staggering home drunk at this time, but nobody's really awake. Or if they are, they are in the very small minority here. But yeah, you'll get back over to the forge. It looks a little bit better than you know it did when you first started yesterday, but it's by no means finished. So tell you what, both of you actually, fuck it. Small skill challenge for y'all, since you're actively trying to repair a thing. Very small. Just rapid fire. We're gonna do a couple back and forth. You guys need to get 4 successes before you get 3 failures.
All right.
Just the 2 of you. We'll see how this goes. So or boo. All right, cool. So again, tell me what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you can't use the same skill twice, either like you as a person or for whatever the person before you used. Cool.
Okay.
Drax, I think you have the higher dex, so you start. What do you want to do? First thing.
I am going to use. I'm going to use perception to. First of all, yeah, I'm going to use perception to see how the slurry has dried up and like covering the cracks and the imperfections in the forge housing itself, just to kind of scan how well it's hold up or if I need to reapply the slurry.
Okay, gotcha. So sorry, what's the skill again? Perception?
Perception.
Okay, cool. Roll for me.
I am using my inspiration because that was a fucking natural 1.
Oh god.
Come on. Oh, thank fuck for that. 21 total.
Okay, Yeah, nope, that definitely passes. All right. So it looks like everything is good to go. Everything is solid. No cracks, no disruptions, no movement of it from when you last set it up. So should be good to go for the next step and what you need to do for the forge.
Cool.
So, Isla / Poppy.
I
Poppy.
I guess Poppy for now. So Poppy will use persuasion so that she can like persuade Holden to like, okay, can you move over here and move over here? Hold on, do that first. I'll paint this section, so we can do this the most efficient way possible.
Honey, you're not in the way, but you're in the way.
Darling, I don't need to tell you move your ass. Please understand that's what I mean.
Please move your arse.
All right, roll for me.
Do I need to roll against that?
No. It's skill challenge.
Well, it's a total of 15.
Hey.
I rolled a natural 2, but had a plus 13.
Nice. Look,
damn.
bards, man. Bards. There's a couple of skills that they're really good at. Especially because y'all are level 14 or 15 now.
15.
Yeah, y'all are some of the most powerful motherfuckers on this continent. I need you to understand this. Yeah,
if only our dice could understand this.
Exactly.
But
they
don't.
I was talking with the girls about that earlier. I'm like, I don't think we've all quite realized that we are exceptionally powerful.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all are just a few levels from like max in D&D currently.
Yeah.
Like for instance,
so y'all are literally some of the most powerful people probably on the planet, but definitely the continent.
Yeah, I didn't use this example earlier, but my favorite example of this is Dayron, who should be the deadliest thing on 2 legs in this party as a rogue, but the dice don't like Dayron.
All right, can we get back on track?
Anyway, so yeah, you meet and beat. You manage to very subtly nudge Holden around so you can finish off your painting. So that is 2 successes so far. So yeah, back over to Holden. What's the thing you're gonna do? You cannot use persuasion or perception.
I'm gonna save that one for last. Well, if we need, no, I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna use my athletics to start hoisting the heavy materials, relight the forge, and cranking away at the. I forget what it's called, but you know that huge like thing that people pump air into the forge to kind of billows.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, bellow.
Yep. So he as well as hoisting in the materials and just like pumping away at that bellow just to get it the fuck light. Get your head out of the gutter. I saw that smirk.
Look, if my mind was in the gutter, so was yours, because you knew what I was thinking. So
I am the gutter.
cool. All right, so roll for me.
Hey, that is 23.
Good stuff. All right.
Now you be nice to me.
I can be sweet, see?
Okay.
Bullshit.
Cool. So you're able to finagle everything that you need to do, shift it into place, brute force it, and get started pumping on those bellows so that everything starts really, really going.
Yeah, a full on like shirt off moment, just like, all right, you're mine now.
All right, cool. So good shit. And Poppy.
In response to him being all strong and manly and shit, she's gonna use survival to make sure he doesn't fucking hurt himself.
honey, you still have to drink water. Water's for weaklings. You still have to drink water. I will
Save your pity for the weak.
I'll throw you.
Ooh! 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 That's a 27.
That's a good number.
I rolled a 19 with plus 8.
Okay. So yeah, you're literally able to be there and be like, hey, hun, guess what you need right now?
No, hold on. Wait a minute.
Like, if you say water again, yeah, you need water. You know
Nurse,
why? Because you
lift
split
with
out
your
the
legs.
entire bottle.
Woman!
Just throws it at his head.
Don't want to pull a hamstring.
You're gonna pull a hamstring. Right. Anyway. So yes. So you were definitely able to make him for sure drink the water. Yes, Booker. I know.
Meow. Oh.
Oh, Booker.
Are you so mad that I was in the mall all day by your
Oh.
all day was like 5 hours. All day. Is that right? Anyway, so yeah. So you guys are able to get everything going, stay hydrated, stay alive, stay healthy, and relight the forge, make sure everything is stable and good to go. And then I think at the end of like your session for the day of like revamping shit, you're able to look on at like a level anvil, a lit forge, bellows that are functioning, a floor that will not destroy itself beneath your feet as you're working. And you know what? It's solid. It's all very solid.
And it's pretty because it's painted.
And it's pretty.
At the end of it, Holden is just gonna literally collapse on the floor with his back against the forge, just like a wall of the forge, just.
All right, love.
That was yeah. Whew.
She'll sit beside him. I think we did good.
Takes out a flask of whiskey. Passes it over.
She'll take a swig.
It's not the good dwarven stuff. It's
even so, she takes this like.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Oh.
Although, I think this is more your speed, and pulls out a bottle of peach mead. The face of, oh, I love you right now.
Basically. Little. I swear, you're gonna be the death of me.
Oh, we have paladins, so I could bring you back.
Yeah, you're right.
But then you probably still want to kick my ass.
That's right too.
Much like you nearly did when I came back from that volcano.
I'm still mad.
I know. I'm alive though.
Just stares at him with that look.
Keep talking like that and you won't be.
If I can't see you, you can't see me, it's fine.
Why do shit like that and I have to kill you myself?
It's a good way to die.
I didn't say how I would kill you.
Either way.
Kiss his cheek.
Damn, what time would you say right now is?
You've been at this most of today. It's probably getting close to supper time.
Does Drax do a thing? Yes, he does.
Okay.
He looks to Poppy. I've got food here. I'm gonna work on some raw materials and blanks for the throughout the night. So
We've already been at this for hours now.
yeah, but now I'm in a mood to hit something.
All right.
Hit what exactly?
Smack that all on the floor.
Smack that, give me some more.
Back my ass like a
Drum.
I love the
I'm sorry.
them shouting it at each other. You get over here and you smack my ass like a drum.
Darling, I don't think the people at the staying at the tavern would appreciate.
No, the walls are thicker than you would imagine.
Oh yeah, being a city, a part of town, yeah, they have to be.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't that be great? Just like a little spell you could cast on the wall to make them soundproof.
You could cast silence on yourself, I suppose.
But yeah, but then you can't hear anything. I'm
True.
just saying, just on the wall.
That's kind of
Localized silence. Nothing gets through the wall.
That's not as
fun. But no, Josh is just gonna look to Isla. I know, but I need to hit something, and something that won't, scream or shout, help, or be an attack.
I mean, I don't do that.
Meanwhile, back in the tavern, Belladon's just like, I think I do sense someone being a brat right now.
My brat senses a tingling.
Listen, Ray, like it's really bratty, okay? She may think she's a top, but nah, she's a brat.
I'm a top. No, you're a power bottom with an attitude issue.
Amazing. Okay.
All of the brats right now are just like, he did just not.
Look, I'm not a brat, but the tiny brat part of me was like,
Audacity!
The audacity.
And as you can see, this is where he keeps the fucking audacity. Look,
I need to use that.
Look, one of my absolute favorite stitches with somebody is somebody asking a genuine question of if guys don't have the extra organs that a biological girl does, what's there instead? And somebody was like, oh, I'm really glad that you asked that, because as you can see here from my little chart, they have a lot of the other, life-giving organs and stuff like that. But in this region, this is where they keep their fucking audacity. And that was where it got off, and it was sending me into the stratosphere.
Oh,
anyway.
I fucking love it. Oh.
Anyway, sorry. I remembered that I said this 6 months ago, and I could not breathe, and I have remembered it ever since. Anyway. I need to find that account so I can like it again. Anyway, so.
But Holden, at that remark, Holden is just like, I forget what peach meat does to you.
I haven't even taken a sip, darling.
Oh no.
And she'll just pat his leg and just go, you go have fun.
Damn it. The materials can wait later. Let's go.
Incredible. Okay.
I'm sorry, did I say that I actually wanted to do anything?
Your face said it, dear.
Like,
Yes.
smiles harder.
Yes, that one. And heads back to the tavern and
brown chicken, brown cow.
I have a feeling that he would totally haul her over his shoulder.
oh yeah, no, full on fireman's carriage, just right.
Belladonna's just doing a tarot spread for someone in the tower, and she's just like,
oh look, the lovers.
okay, so that's why that card popped up. That's nothing for you to worry about, sugar.
That's not the only thing that popped up. Anyway,
God damn it.
Sorry.
Oh, I probably woke
I'm
up
a
blue.
menace.
I just had water go up my nose.
No, don't do that.
So real quick, I need to use the bathroom very badly.
Same.
Let's reconvene at 12:05. Like be back here before 12:05.
Yes.
That way I should be able to knock out both Nate and Sarah's section before we end tonight. Cool.
Yes. Let's
Appreciate it.
run an
Yes.
ad break. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
On that note, as it is 5 a.m., I probably should go to bed.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Don't tell me
I'm
what to
honestly
do.
exhausted too, so I'll probably head out myself.
You two have good sleeps. We love you.
Had a long ass week.
Oh, yeah. A long fucking day.
I've got 2 more days of my 6-day week of work.
You can do it.
Through nicotine, caffeine, and spite, I fucking will.
I love you guys.
I love all tours. Bye, guys. Thanks so much. And Sarah, I just want to say, I am so lucky that that's only like your neighbor and not like, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for the neighbors, but at the same time, that could have been a whole nother way, and I'm so glad that you're safe.
Me too.
And I realize you're exhausted, so I'm just want to say that I love you so much, and you are awesome, and you eventually do get some blessed.
I'm eating to wake myself up.
Good idea.
I also realized I forgot to eat today, and all I've had besides this was Pringles.
I've had nothing but candy and sausage rolls, so
Yeah. I figured protein's probably a good idea.
right. Bye, guys. Levels.
I
Just the two of us. Everyone else is gone.
and it's an ad break, which means it's the two of us and Kitsune. Probably.
Just the two of us and Kitsune. I don't know what it is about noodles, but I love them.
Finally got Smash Bros. Ultimate for my Switch, all because Sora was announced.
Mm.
He's not released till Monday. It's the longest
It's not
3-day
that
wait
long
ever.
wait.
Huh?
He said it's not too much more of a wait. Oh wait.
It's 3 fucking days. Oh, Falco's a punk ass bitch.
You tell him. Why do people who get caught stealing at a store always want to fight somebody?
What?
Ah, fuck. Oh, shit! Falco just made me his bitch.
Sound like me playing Monster Hunter. It's like, oh yeah, fuck you. Oh god, oh god. No, this lady, a couple of ladies, they were had a whole bunch of stuff in their arms real close to the door and were kind of looking around, making sure no one was watching them. And my coworker's watching them. Apparently they're watching for a little too long because they kind of dropped the stuff everywhere and just left. And then she came back in the store and talked a whole bunch of nonsense. I honestly, to be completely fair, I don't want people to steal from my store. Sure. That's not what I was mad about with her. It's that her kids, she had like 4 kids with her. Her and the other lady had like 4 or 5 kids between them. They kept picking up shit, walking it to like 3 aisles over, and then just dropping it in the floor. Just all over the goddamn store. It was a trail of chaos. And you were just like, I will not kill a child. Drop something else. I might kill a child. Like, they didn't say shit to these kids. I'm just sitting here like, I mean, I understand to some extent kids not knowing how to act in a store. It happens all the time. But parents not knowing. I'm not saying beat your kids in the store. I physically would like you not to do so. I would like you not to beat your kids in the first place. However, make them put the shit back where they got it, for the love of God. And then we saw this whole gaggle of nonsense happening. Then later on, we saw a single dad come in with 2 girls, and he was very calm, very gentle with them. He told them no firmly and made them put the stuff back that they picked up. He let them walk around with a mask like half the time they were in there, even though we weren't going to buy it for them. Because it kept them calm and all that. He handled it very well. I'm like, there are 3 adults among you in this group, and none of you can wrangle these children. That or they just didn't care, which is my main factor. They probably just didn't care.
Sorry, I made Falco my bitch in less than a minute.
Are you playing the Smash?
I am playing the Smash Spirits Adventure because I'm trying to unlock characters.
The other way of doing it is, I will tell you, kind of monotonous. There is a specific order by playing characters in a specific order or in a certain brackets that will slowly unlock characters if you do story mode. It is long.
I don't know if Ultimate has story mode. I think that's why Spirits exists as a story mode.
It's called Classic. But it's classic. I think it's called Classic mode.
Oh, that classic mural mode. Yeah, I've been playing that.
Yeah. Oh, I had a link at some point I was going off with it. Had the whole list of the best ways to unlock characters. Spirits is one way of doing it. That'll added flair and extra stuff. I don't think I have the whole roster. I think I got down to like the last bracket. And I'm just like, but it was all characters I didn't play. I'm just like, shit. But I guess at certain points, you can just do it the same character, but each character has a different classic mode. Like they have their own unique set of bosses and such, which is neat. But some are much harder when you're like, all right, I gotta do it with this character. And you play it and you're like, oh, I forgot. I don't know how the fuck to play this character. Why can't I just beat everyone on Ike? I main Ike. I mean baseball swing someone with a giant sword. A lot of the villain ones are like super easy, where the hero ones are like really hard. I'm just like, why? I think the easiest one for me was Bowser. Bowser's run was so easy. I'm like, what happened? Oh. God, I gotta finish writing the journal. I don't even know if we're having Pathfinder tomorrow or not. I hope so. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to be there. I'm closing. Sad face. I should need something.
Icarus is late.
They'll be back soon.
He said be back by 12:05.
Slow. Presenting you. You're late. I'm sorry. I was trying not to be.
I can't. What? Like, it's a choice. Okay. So. We're missing two.
Hannah and Mitch went to bed.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Oh. Boy, howdy, I hurt.
You know.
Really long day, very sore.
Okay. So. Cool. All righty. So we're all back. We're all here. Good shit. Good soup. So in that case, I think. Hey, Darren. What's that?
That's a look of fear.
That was like a why. Why me? So hey, Darren. What's up? How you doing? How's it going? After you've successfully avoided any more talks that have to do with emotions with your two closest friends.
Story of my life.
Huh?
Story of my life.
Story of your life. Yeah, story of Darren's life, definitely. Okay. So, poor boy. Just so many things happening all the time. Okay. So it's the next day for y'all as well. You've got to sort of you got to sort of see what else can be seen / heard and overheard through the gossip channels and what have you. So like I had mentioned, go ahead and roll me your morning insight roll gathering check, see if you can get any more about it. And remind me. So you guys have heard about a possible, you guys have heard about a possible lead in town as to who Severance might be. Now, I didn't write down if there was a time sensitive thing on that. I know that Rayla discovered it by like overhearing some stuff as like one of the maids. and y'all had the chance to kind of listen in on like a meeting that was going to go down. I don't think it was going to happen today though.
No, I think it was the following night.
Huh?
No, I think it's the following night.
Yeah. So, at least for the morning time, for sure. Let's see if you guys can gather like any additional recon info on this. So go ahead and make me your insight roll with advantage because the twins are providing you excess stuff. They didn't really learn a whole lot today, so.
Oh hell. I didn't do much better because my rolls have been absolute shit. Insight. Well, it is something I have reliable talent on. So 17.
17. Okay. Not bad. Better than both of them. So the highest roll that they got was a 14. So yeah. Okay. So what you learned during your bartending session is there are more and more rumblings of people in the town, of shadier people in town, specifically the people that are either just barely like qualify as nobility or who are trying to make enough money to buy their way into it, that are okay with having no morals. Those people are getting more and more frightened of this force that's been sort of coercing a lot of their compatriots into being extorted for money, for their own safety, for their protection, for various and sundry things. It's been pretty consistent across the board, and it seems like just last night at least a couple more families were at the mercy of this person. Nobody can yet like clarify specifically. You haven't heard anything else about like maybe somebody who clicks when they talk, or like a tiefling, the way that Rayla did with the one person who was gossiping. So you still don't have anything more than that one instance to kind of connect it to, but you're feeling more and more certain that like this has to be connected, especially because it seems so recent, and especially given like that she was traveling potentially with another person, or has been like having to handle keeping another person captive. It would make sense that this was a recent development here in this city if she is here. It's just frustrating that you don't yet have a definitive thing that you can grab onto. But yeah, so for the next role, sorry, is there anything specifically, Darren, that you want to do or pursue during the day before we do like your next insight in gain info roll?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Okay. So for the evening roll, I'm gonna say this is like before you guys try to get together to head on over there to see if you can try to follow people and maybe like get a bead on like where they're going. So in that case, go ahead and again roll me insight. Good Lord, the twins are not on their game today.
Do I still have advantage?
I think you still do, because you're operating under like listening for something specific that the twins have said.
Locked. Yeah, it's another 17. I'm rolling my shit tonight.
Okay. Sorry. So you're not able to really get anything more definitive from there, kind of thing. You're not able to pinpoint anything down more securely. You're still just hearing these dissatisfied and scared, frankly, just rumblings from people that don't know who isn't working with that person that seems to be like extorting people, and what they can do, or what, like, can they do anything? Should they? It's very nebulous, very up in the air, and makes it pretty scary for a lot of these people to figure out what the fuck they're going to do. So after your shift ends that night, you're coming up on the time that Rayla had mentioned that they had heard that there was going to be like a drop off, an interaction of some sort with whoever this person was. Are you all three going to go, or are you going to try and do it by yourself?
3 would likely draw too much attention, but he would have one person as backup if they're. Yeah, so he'll have. I guess they'll work out between the 3 of them how 2 of them will be on 2 different viewpoints.
Okay.
To watch.
Okay. So, is one person going to be with you, or are you all 3 going to go to the area and like branch off and have 3 different placements?
So it's more like only 2 are going to go and find 2 different vantage points.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Rayla says that since she was the one that actually heard about it, that she should be the one to go with you. Because, I mean, what would a stable boy know about how to be a spy? Is how she put it at Xander, who did not like that comment at all, but he couldn't super argue because it wasn't his intel, it was hers. So yeah, so you and Rayla head on over toward that sort of area. Xander's going to keep kind of making the rounds in some of the other places, keeping an ear out for things and just trying to make sure that y'all hopefully don't get caught off guard by any additional information. So y'all are heading over. It's sort of it's the shadier part of town. There's a lot of like abandoned warehouses here where a company or where businesses would stockpile some of their stuff, especially if they're like exporting things. It's not the greatest part. It's kind of like, funnily enough, because as far as this town is concerned, the southern portion of it is closest to Amethyst Halls, especially the southeast. So that's the nicer part of town. So the shittier part, so to speak, is the northwest.
Okay.
You know. So you guys sort of like head north, head west, and you find some of those crumbling warehouses on sort of the edges of the town. Some of them that probably shouldn't really be standing anymore because they are not stable, they are not safe, all that good stuff. So go ahead and make me a stealth roll. See if y'all are able to kind of get your ass in there without being spotted or seen. Oh, now you roll. Rayla's no problem, so.
28.
Neither are you. Why do I even ask? Anyway, when it comes to stealth, why do I even ask? So y'all managed to sort of get yourself into pretty good viewpoints on either side of this meeting area. The only like kind of problem with this is that you have to stay very low because, as I mentioned, a lot of these are kind of abandoned, so there's no like foliage and very, very thin lips of like the roof for you to like kind of crouch and hide behind. So you can't really risk having your head be above it for more than like a few seconds at a time, because that's a very definitive shape against like straight stone. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful, got to do a lot of listening, put on your listening ears. Just sound like
use that on the teacher. Use that on the teacher.
I just saw war flashbacks.
Wow. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Percy also was a sub for preschool age children and just looked at me like, you did this with me in the room. So you and Sarah should talk sometime. Anyway, so y'all are just sort of settling in, listening deeply, trying to see what else you can hear. So real quick for me, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Let's just see how much you're able to pick up on this. Rayla, come on.
Do we have an advantage on this one for any reason in particular?
Question, legitimate question. Darren is good at his job. He's also a little frazzled, considering all the shit that's been going on, and that he still doesn't really know what's going on with Sierra. He's got like a vague idea. Is he enough on edge that maybe he would be closer than is necessarily safe?
He tends to dive in feet first and shut himself off emotionally, so probably.
Okay, yes, you do have advantage. The GM will remember that. Oh no, what happened?
31.
21.
31.
31. Christ on a 31.
You regret your actions now, dude.
I rolled a natural 19 plus 12.
Incredible. And see, this is why Darren doesn't think he has a problem. Your face is just like, why?
I mean, technically, my first roll was fine. I just was like, maybe I can see what happened, and I guess that's what happened.
Anyway. So, yeah, your 31 definitely beats out Rayla's 19. She hasn't been rolling very good today. So, you are listening in. You are paying very close attention to what's going on here. You see the head of the family of the people that Rayla and Xander are working for. You see him like trying his best to look clandestine and you know, sneaky. He's got a very finely woven black cloak on, edged in silver.
Okay, Edgelord.
Yeah. He's still got a lot of his jewelry on. He twinkles quite brightly, is what I'm saying here.
Kind of like how James Bond is a super spy, but always shows up wearing a tuxedo. You're like, okay.
Okay. A kind of, yes. Like he thinks that he can get away with this because these are dark colors. Maybe if not for the fact that you yourself are as pale as anything, and it's all very, very expensive looking and a lot of bright metal. So yeah. So yeah, you're watching this guy come in with like a couple of his larger manservants with him to sort of serve as like protection, you're guessing. You're not super sure. Either way, he's got like a briefcase on hand, and everything, and they're just kind of waiting. After a bit, you see somebody enter from the other side of like this little, not quite a courtyard, it's like a slightly wider alley. It's not any place that somebody would go unless they actually meant to, but it's not like so close that like the other criminal party couldn't maneuver if need be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just a wide alley, basically. So this person comes down. He's got a couple of people with him, and with your check, you can tell this isn't the person you're looking for. No tail, no horns, no clicking, but they're definitely a criminal. They definitely are talking to this person. You hear them like making a deal of like, oh yes, if you just give my employer what they need, then everything will be just fine. And trust me, it's all the rage, all the you know, well-to-do families, the up-and-comers, those who will inherit this town. They're all doing
car salesman.
Oh yeah. Yeah, slick back hair and all. But this person you're pretty sure is just a half elf, not a tiefling for sure. But very much like playing this up. And to his credit, you see this noble. You see him be like, well, I was told there would be that your employer would be meeting me here today, and I don't really see whoever that may be. How can I trust what you say?
I already want
And that person, the criminal guy, you see a knife sort of twirl between his fingers very rapidly, like back and forth a couple of times. Like you can just see the flash of it in the dark. And his tone shifts just a little bit and sounds much more menacing all of a sudden. Well, if you couldn't really trust what I say, I couldn't imagine that you would leave your entire family completely defenseless tonight, would you? I mean, little Sophia and little Ariana wouldn't really like that, would they? To know that their daddy left them alone all night with bad people. He shifts tone immediately. He goes, no, there's no need. Yes, there's no need for this bullshit. So if you want the protection that I promised you, you're going to hand over that briefcase full of, I'm assuming, gold, or if you're really special, platinum. Gimme, and everything will be fine. I'll call off my dogs as soon as I can. Very well, then I suppose I could do it. And the guy hands over the stuff. You can, even from this distance, you can hear that clinking of coins in there. And he hands it over. This guy doesn't even like flip it open to like check. It's not like you can, rapid count coins anyway. But he doesn't even flip it open to like look at the bags. He grabs it and he does like he legitimately like weighs it like this. Look at that. A noble who didn't welch on his deal. You should be so proud of yourself. He hands it over to one of his goons and says, now our employer will be very sure to pass over your abode on this evening, and you should definitely count yourself lucky. Check the news tomorrow. Some of your compatriots are going to be in need of consoling. And then he just like fades into the shadows and moves. You can see him moving away because you're used to how this works. You've done this kind of maneuver before, not at somebody to be intimidating, but just to like leave. But they just kind of leave this dumbass like shaking. Huh?
Can I see Rayla from where I am?
You can. She's a little further away than you had expected. It looks like some of the rooftops closer are a bit too dilapidated. It looks like she probably didn't want to risk getting on them. So she's a little further away. So you got the brunt of all of this. But she's able to kind of see them, and because you're trained to be able to recognize where your teammates are, you can see her kind of like tracking their progress and like making notes of where they turn, but she doesn't pursue because that's not what necessarily you guys are doing right now.
Can I just like signal to her to stay with the noble?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll follow Scumbag?
You guys, considering your distance, you have specific whistle signals, right?
I'm sure we have something that sounds enough like wildlife.
Oh yeah.
No one's gonna notice.
Fair enough. Yeah. You guys can definitely do like a whistle signal and stuff. And she'll stay here. Is that right?
She's gonna stick with the noble. So she's gonna follow the noble specifically.
Okay.
Just to find out where he goes, not to fuck him.
Okay. And you're gonna follow the other guy?
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, roll me stealth again. Is that a nat 20? Is that what that faced me? What is that, like a 32, 34?
34.
Who is Darren? There is no more Darren. He is
He
now
has ascended to the next plane.
I mean, it also
He's-
helps that I have.
If he
The
had
boots of
passed
Elven.
without a trace on him, that would have been a 44.
Yeah, I really love my stealth, and it's
Oh,
very wonderful that I also have the boots of Elven kind, so I get advantage.
yes. Oh, I think I had an idea one time of having a rogue stealth so hard they actually slip into another plane for like half a second, just like
Just
What?
shifts into the ethereal plane, shifts back.
it's like and they're like I
Darren
didn't-
suddenly looking at a computer monitor with his name on it and goes, "What the fuck?" and then disappears back into the realm.
It's almost like going to the Nether to travel faster in Minecraft, and then you pop back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warbling purple for no reason.
Good lord. Okay. My goodness. Okay. So yeah. So you're gonna follow them through and see like where they're going to go. You are essentially, as far as they're concerned, you're just another shadow in the night. Not even an unusual shadow. You're just a shadow. They can't fucking see you. Even if they themselves rolled a nat 20, they would only have an inkling that like, hey, maybe somebody's there, because you are so far above what they could have scored. Holy shit. Anyway. So especially because I do still want to make sure that I get devotion today. I think I've got a few extra things tossing for you. So you're following them. They're going through like the warehousey parts of this, the really dilapidated ones, the ones that aren't going to bring any attention because nobody's fucking here. If you're here, you're doing nefarious things and you ain't going to say shit to any kind of authority figure. There's no risk being out here unless, you know, you're an idiot who like steps on the wrong plank and then the whole thing collapses on you, but that's your own fault. You shouldn't have done that. So yeah, so you're able to get through here. Nobody is able to see you. Nobody is aware of what is going on. You are a ghost in the night. So eventually they end up at a specific specific and still pretty nondescript warehouse. And from within, you see like a little bit of a flickering light that kind of looks like a bonfire or like a campfire or something like that. Not anything unusual because the squatters do hang out here on occasion. But you don't see anything unusual like that. What do you do?
They've gone into a building?
Yeah, they've gone into a warehouse. Most of the windows are like boarded up. There's a couple that you can kind of see like the flickering light of like a fire through them, like a bonfire or campfire.
Right. But I can't.
There's there's a few like holes in the roof. There's a couple of windows that haven't been properly boarded up, and there is like the door that's partially boarded that they like ducked under to get into. So what do you want to do?
Oh, there's a hole in the roof. I was just gonna say I'm gonna watch the door, but if there's a hole in the roof, I'm up there.
The roof is quite
concerning.
The roof is quite delicate. So real quick, go ahead and roll me a dex check. Honestly, it's a dex check just to make sure that you are careful enough with it. And let's see what happens.
Just straight dex?
A dex save. Sorry, not check. Save.
Oh, dex save? That's
yeah, sorry.
Even better. That's a 24.
Good shit. Okay, so you're able to very carefully basically you look at this thing and it's like riddled with cracks and like divots and stuff, and you're like, that's gonna fall. So you just kind of like lower yourself and army crawl your ass over to a fucking hole because that's the only way to be sure you're not gonna fall.
I'm a snake.
A snake. And as you get over there, you're able to look down on this area. You can definitely see a fire. You can see some stuff cooking on it. You can see like a scattering of like criminal elements around the city, just kind of crouched in here. You also see a little tent, the largest tent that has been set up sort of inside. And
you need me to roll?
I don't think you need to roll. I think but on that tent you can kind of see some stuff that kind of makes you think it's not like it's not a recognizable symbol, I don't think. Um, but it just kind of makes you feel like that's not great.
I have some concern.
I have some concerns about this. Um, real quick, sorry, Devotion, I'm so sorry. I cannot actually remember. What does the symbol for your family's cult look like?
It is a upside down. It's like an elongated upside down triangle with a circle in the center.
There we go. You see that in red on the side.
Okay.
Oh
Good. And real quick, roll me perception.
Roll what?
Perception.
Okay. Oh, I don't have. I'm sure I don't have advantage for any reason. 25.
Okay. Against the far wall, leaning up against it, not really doing much, just kind of standing there and staring at the fire. You're fairly certain you see a woman with red hair and raggedy dress that looks a little thinner than you remember, much dirtier, and seems completely out of it. And that's where I'm going to switch to Devotion. We get like this zoom in like shot of this and like that sting in the background of like violins, and then maybe like a quick shot of like Darren's eyes like widening a little bit and then shift. Very, very cinematic. So Devotion, it's been a long day of you going around the city trying to listen in,
being an old man, yes.
Being old man going around.
He pretty much actually has to hunch himself over to be a non-ridiculous. Even with the disguise, he's like kind of hunched over to make himself like kind of decrepit and like that is not comfortable.
It's really not.
Alms for the poor.
So
is Percy judging your alms for?
No, he took a sip of Seagrams and was just looking at me as he went. Anyway, so you've been trying to like sort of subtly learn anything that you can throughout the day. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Same as with the gather information roll that Darren's been rolling. Go ahead and roll me insight. See what you get.
Opening the skull of dice. Also, I don't think you saw this, Chris. It's a skull made out of skulls.
I love it.
And I keep my dice in its head. Originally, it was going to be my dice jail, but I also figure I'm gonna get another one at some point. That'll be the dice jail. Gather information roll. Insight, you say?
Yeah.
Ooh. 24.
24.
Yes. 2-4.
All right, good stuff. So yeah, you've been playing up the whole like
I'm just a harmless old man who needs a little help in these times. No, I don't want an egg.
That's like the only meme I know from fucking that and the Charlie Day like conspiracy wall meme. Anyway, so you've been kind of listening in, trying to figure out what's going on all day. You've been hearing bits and pieces that have kind of like filtered back over to you about like somebody who's been extorting like some of the noble families, especially like the business families, somebody else, and how like there have been a bunch of families that have seen like unusual fires in like their homes or workplaces of business, stuff like that. A lot of it's been reinforced. You specifically have not heard anything about a new tiefling in town, or any other like unusual non-human doing anything shady, because those rumors spread like wildfire, no pun intended. But you really haven't heard anything else about that, which is why like it feels like there's a disconnect between what you're hearing and what you're thinking is going on. But you also know that, to put it frankly, Severance is a crafty son of a bitch, and
yeah, he's also under something that I mean, because like he knows that at least at one point she like shaved down her horns so they would be less noticeable and hideable in her hair, so she could disguise herself better. So she may not be presenting to people as a tiefling, which is something he's keeping in mind, which is why he has to kind of rely on the sound, because even when she's in the disguise, it's something she can't really suppress.
she also hide her tail.
She will sometimes wrap it around herself like a belt. She pulls a saying sometimes, but also that gets uncomfortable. So she has to show when she thinks she's like she rarely actually like fully lets her guard down. But when she thinks she's unobservable from the general public, she'll like let it out. Or when she wants to be intimidating and she'll threaten to strangle you with it. Because she's insane.
Really, I hadn't noticed.
Because she's insane. She likes to strangle and stab.
So,
yes.
Um,
One other thing I was going to also have to look into is there, I say, I don't want to say there's a separate district because that sounds bad, but is there a place where orcs are often to congregate in the city? Because there's that one orc kid who said he was from Diamond, and he doesn't know they've heard a lot of very conflicting information about orcs in relation to Diamond. People talking about how there, well, at one point there's a bunch of orcish heads on pikes. Other times it was said that the survivors of the when the slavery rings were finally broken up and destroyed, a lot of the survivors were taken to Diamond or died because of the because of the Amazon ladies.
So in a town like this, even though there's no like written rule that like certain people can't go to certain places, you're far less likely, almost impossibly so, to find anyone who doesn't belong in like the richest areas. However, the merchant areas specifically, and some of the shadier places, so like the places that are to the south and west of the city, or sorry, the north and west of the city, those are where you're going to find your unusual people, let's say. The ones that are more closely to being like commoners, especially in your merchanty areas, because everybody buys things.
Yeah.
So those would be the most likely places, and especially because anybody who has skill can make a living there in some capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the most likely place where any orcs would be. You've seen some on your way like throughout the city. Most of them seem to have like taken off or scraped off, removed in some way, their markings sort of aligning them to one tribe, or in some cases they've scraped off and then like redone it in some cases. It doesn't seem like any of them have relied on like magic to undo like a previous mark. And it seems almost like some of them that have tried to have written over it are specifically trying to make it clear that like they were a part of one and have now changed.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of almost like an outward sign of like I have changed my allegiance and I have changed who I am so fully that I want everyone who sees me to know of this kind of thing. You're not sure on like the specific reasoning of it, but it seems like there's a pretty decent amount that have done that. So yeah,
Orcish clans are complicated. Yeah, they're complicated. Yeah, he remembers the kid's face because it probably hasn't changed since if he managed to get it out at all. but he also expects to he just keep an eye out for him, if anything more, when he like gets around like a big, because Diamond's kind of a big circle, right? Is that kind of how the general shape of it is? Sort of, so where one could make a solid loop around most, kind of not getting too far into most of the districts, but kind of like weaving a little bit around, sort of like how he would imagine a beggar would do. Just in case you want, it kind of sneaks a little bit into the richer districts, because oh, maybe some rich asshole will give me some money, so I'll go away. Like that's kind of his mentality. Like it's like, see what's going on over here. He'll actually keep an eye out for him more in the shady areas, because an orc in his prime who has spent the last God knows how many years in gladiatorial combat is going to attract a very wrong type of crowd. Yeah. Because that means he can fight, and people who can fight in a city like this where there's a lot of corruption and crime, the more than likely the criminals are going to get to him before the city guard can. But he also maybe he's just trying to find his family, but he'll keep an eye out for him. If any of the orcs seem particularly pleasant, as it were, or speakable,
some of them definitely do, because a lot of them are working like legit jobs, like they're butchers, they're smithies. Some of them are like straight up just like farmers or like plant people, or are like raising like livestock to sell like some of the goods. Not very many, maybe like one or two have like jobs in some of the more like dexterous or like fine crafts, like embroidery or seamstress type stuff, tailoring. Not very many in that, maybe like one or two out of the whole city. A lot of them though do seem to connect a lot with like plants and raising livestock and butchering, and also like making sure to sell like every part of the animal or like cook every part. Some of them do have a lot of like not necessarily restaurants, but like street food almost.
Yeah, eatery.
Yeah, like making good, hearty, easily obtained food for anybody who wants it, kind of thing. And you know, it's a pretty even smattering between those other ones. And even here and there, you will see some on the street corners offering like blessings or guidance or something, or like spiritual guidance, almost from some of the shamans that are a bit more elaborately dressed. But again, those are a little more few in number than some of the other professions. So yeah.
Mainly going on my own gut because I'm hungry and I need to eat before I go to bed. I haven't eaten much today. He'll go to one of like the little eateries, maybe like a little outside sit down, like a stool to sit down on for the eateries, and he's still an old man. And he'll look over at the server, and he'll order, just because it's probably by the time at this point in his walking, it's probably around some sort of meal period, and he'll sort of he'll order, and then as he's eating, he'll look at them and he'll ask in Orcish, but he'll kind of make it sound like it's not rough to the point of that they can't understand him. It's more like, I'm an old man. I knew how to speak this at one point. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. He knows how to speak it correctly, but he's not trying to let on that he speaks it as fluently as, because
it's more like I have a basic grasp.
I have a basic grasp of this, because if the orc starts talking more complicatedly, he'll still understand it, but the orc he's going to kind of ask, say in Orcish to him, on my travels here, I ran into a young orc, said he was from here, said he had spent a long time underground in a fight pit, said he was going to try and return home. I was hoping to check in on him while I was here. Would you know any young? He was That couldn't have been more than 20, if that. Strapping lad.
Uh, low or high?
Low.
The the orc guy who's taking the orc guy who's taking sort of your order is it kind of glances over at like the younger guy who looks a lot like him is glancing over the younger guy, and they both kind of shrug like no, we're not aware of anyone who's lost his son recently.
He was taken when he was but a boy. He was, I think he said somewhere around 5 or 6. He was taken, and he's grown now.
Right. Was there may have been a she's old Yiga was had a child just snatched up one day. We weren't able to find anything, and the guards don't do anything for us. She passed on last year, though. May have been her. Yeah, she had a son. It may have been her. I don't know that there's any more of that family left here, though. If you know, if you could get in contact with that boy, we'd be more than happy to step in and give him a hand. We have a small clan here of food mongers, and would be more than happy to offer a place if he so chose. But I don't know how exciting that would be for somebody who'd been fighting so long.
He had like there's a smile of like this is like a smile of devotion coming out. Like a simple life after one filled with such violence is to some may seem a curse, but I think to one like him, it may be what he needs. I may check in on this again. He would have been since he was so young when he left and so much older when he returned, he would have been a new face to most around. If I'll be around in the city for a while. If you have any updates, I'll be sure to come by for more of your lovely food. I do like to take care of those who have helped me.
No, we're always happy for the business. We like to share our food. I know my son likes to find new and inventive things to do with potatoes. He's tried this one thing where you take them and dip them in hot oil a few times, and they're crispy and soft yet on the inside. It's quite amazing.
You see, I am from Obsidian originally. We have this little trick. We shred the potatoes and cover them and sort of dust them in various heat spices. And then we fry those. And they're just very little fry, very little sticks, but they're very flavorful and spicy. We called it the burning haystack.
A few other things.
Yes, we called them the burning haystack.
We have a few people in our town originally from Obsidian. was not a place that treated our people kindly.
No.
Yeah.
I recall the days the raids came to. The Queen ordered that vile practice ended. I was a younger man then.
Actually, we have one of our clan elders who is situated more with blacksmithing. He was actually part of one of the original rebellions back in Obsidian. They took his tusks a long time ago, but he's done everything he can to establish himself within the community since then. Quite amazing, really, truly.
Oh, tusks, you say? I hear that he is a great dishonor, but I am glad he has held it despite it.
Yeah.
I would very much like to meet this man. I mean, perhaps not today, it is getting on in the hours, but a meeting perhaps. I know of one who was taken in by the female tribe between here and there that may have been from such atrocities that were there when the rebellions began. I would hope to perhaps see if they are known to each other.
Well, we can definitely check. We'll see. If possible, stop by for lunch the next couple of days. You don't have to buy anything if he's not here, but we'll definitely let him know. He's been through quite a lot, and I don't know, but it's we'll pass it on.
Thank you. I hate to ask one last question before I toddle off. Have you heard any strange noises? A clicking sound, perhaps from one of the other vagrants?
No, only clicking we've heard is the horse's hooves on cobblestone, and that's more of a not really click, it's more of a thump, but you know what I mean.
Yes. As a caveat to that, I have been, as I am from Obsidian, there is a mark that we have to keep an eye out for. I have not seen it as of yet. It is a long triangle with a circle in the center. It belongs to some very unfortunate people that I would very much like to avoid. It would be worn either on a cloak or a pendant. They like to keep the imagery close and easily hidden.
The younger kid speaks up at this point.
I think I've seen that north of town. Some people like to put it on some of the old, like, gross warehouses that we're not supposed to go into because they're like gonna fall down at any minute. So I've seen it a couple times when I was trying to make a shortcut with my orders.
Well, timely deliveries and all that. Yes. I would advise avoiding those areas.
Yeah, I do anyway. It's gross.
You said the northern end of town.
Yeah, I don't remember the specific place, but just north. Usually like west-ish north. That's where all the really bad places in disrepair are.
I will be mindful if I toddle that direction. Thank you very much. And he'll sort of, he'll have finished his food and sort of set it down and set down the appropriate coin. and he will give them as a feeble old man would give them a sort of a thump on his chest, as sort of like an orcish greeting and a goodbye. Sort of the aloha of orcish of orcish thing is sort of a proper salute with it would be.
Very good. So we see that coin clink down. We see it reflect. There's a little bit of for our last shot, by the way, there's a little bit of a hazy noise almost. And specifically focused on devotion as you're sort of turning. And we have a moment of we, the audience, seeing devotion, then seeing through the disguise that he's wearing to him underneath. And then we hear the telltale, tiny, almost like bell-like tinkle sound of a sending spell that hits devotion. And we see his eyes go wide as we hear over this sending spell the voice of somebody who just sounds a little unhinged, a little strange, a little evil. We hear that click, click, click. And then we hear her say, "What kind of father doesn't even notice when his wife and children are utterly destroyed? This is why you're the failed experiment." And then it goes dark.
Wait. Does that mean she knows we're here?
Small thing, she does not. She's literally fucking
just taunting.
Despite the sending spell, she's fucking with devotion because she doesn't actually know where he is, but
No.
he hasn't.
I
he
was
hasn't
gonna
caught on-
say. I
He
was.
hasn't- yeah, no.
I
wanna
would.
clarify. Y'all have done a great job staying-
Okay. Don't need any further explanation. My anxiety is already fucked.
Small clarification, y'all are fine. However, she's specifically fucking with devotion because he's not playing the game right. He didn't notice.
This is a fucking Squid Game, Severance.
It is a Squid Game.
It is to her.
Red light, green light, bitch. Sorry, anyway.
It's a good fucking show. I just started. It is a good fucking show.
It's a
great show. It's a fantastic
also
show.
Good show. Midnight Mass. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, excellent show. Also, Icarus, I swear to God, my battle cry going into this combat was that it's going to be fucking green light. Green light. Just running in with it.
Oh yeah, and that is our last shot for the credits roll.
Alrighty. Oh my god, I'm ready to go to bed. So we're gonna end the stream right here. Thank you everybody who tuned in. Sorry that we started so late. Be sure to tune in next week for the pivotal episode 69. Oh god. No. Either good cursedness or bad cursedness is gonna come out of next week's episode, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But until then, sleep well. Rest easy this weekend, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.